Rafa, and Donovan.
You are now rocking with the Bunt, the #1 podcast in skateboarding, brought to you by the #1 shoe in skateboarding, Vans. Off the wall since 1960, motherfucking 6. Ain't a damn thing changed over here. I'm D Jones. I got my main man, the Ghost, with me. We got Richie Valdez and Ants1 behind the scenes.
It's a cool
Ghost. You know, anytime we come back from a little road trip, we low energy sometimes, but I feel like we good right now. We hyped. We excited to be back. Got to see an epic game down in Cincinnati. Shouts out to Niall, Seth, all the homies showing us around down there. Ryan, Blacklist Skate Shop, obviously NFL Canada for killing it for us, getting us on the field at Thursday Night Football. But we're back now, back in T-Dot. The show must go on. What's cracking this week, man?
Also, shout out Emil and Triple OG Ned down there. Ned, don't forget to post your clip on Insta in an NFL jersey. You're a legend, but I'm a better skate basketball player than you. This week, massive week in Studio E. It's Dashawn Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Met that fool when he was hella young, first trip to Canada, and getting paid. And I've just been watching him blossom and fucking turn into the legend we have before you today. Hyped to get this interview out there. Get to know the real Dashawn a little more. You dig what I'm saying? Then we taking y'all straight to the post office. Lots of epic voice notes this week. And of course, the rundown. Y'all know what time it is. Jays, Dodgers, it's going down. Week 7 NFL recap and some predictions for next week. Big episode, you dig?
And do not get it twisted. Our NFL contest is still alive and running. This is your last week. You have to post a clip in an NFL jersey, tag the Bunt Live, tag NFL Canada, and we'll send you to any game you want, man. You name it. Green Bay Packers, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, wherever you want to go. Just post a clip, and it's your chance to win, man. Me and Ghost going to go through the entries, pick our 2 favorites, not the 2 best clips, because that shit don't matter to us. Our 2 favorites, and then the people will decide, man. Who wants to go see their favorite NFL team? Where would you go?
Hashtag Bunt NFL, too, still, just so we have them all in one place. I would go see the Steelers. Bro, the Steelers fans were crazy. Like, the Bengals fans were, like, pretty respectful, I feel like. And in our whole zone, it was pretty tame and chill. And the 2 loudest people causing the most shit were 2 Steelers fans.
Yeah, I got to send that one motherfucker home. But he was nice. He was good people, man. But he left early. He wasn't waiting around to see that kick.
He was funny as hell. Let me flip through here real quick. I would go see Steelers against Bengals rematch in week 11, get some revenge. Nah, we don't need the old man bowl twice, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying week 14, Steelers at Ravens, sign me up. Lamar should be back. That's some football I want to see. And the Ravens, they're pretty much all must-win games for the Ravens. So you know that's going to be high intensity.
They may as well be the fucking raisins. They're fucking done, man. I'm switching my pick. I'm going to Dallas to see the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys in Jerry's World. See if that
1988
windows really does affect them, man. You know, it's one of the worst designs in all of pro sports. A big ass window, and they play every game in the fucking sun down there. But I gotta see that place. Jerry's World's probably fucking crazy. Anyways, you know what to do. Post a clip in the NFL jersey. Tag the Bunt Live. Tag NFL Canada. Hashtag Bunt NFL.
Bunt NFL.
And yeah, man, we're trying to make someone's dreams come true. You take your wifey on a little date to the football game. Take your best buddy. Take your kids. Take whoever the hell you want. Take me or the Ghost. Whatever it may be, man. Win yourself some tickets. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at The Bunt Live. Subscribe to us on YouTube. YouTube.com/@TheBuntLive. Hit us up on our Patreon. You know, any little bit helps. We always doing these events for the people. We trying to make the Bunt video happen, whatever it may be. Patreon.com/the Bunt, and then hit up our website, thebuntlive.com. Get yourself one of these, one of the cleanest water bottles going. Yeti, the Bunt, as good as it gets. Ghost, I'm watching football. I'm watching baseball now, full time. I got my family, my job. I got no time to watch Skateboard, man. Tell me what I'm missing.
You already know what time it is. It's Shoutout of the Week, brought to you by The Den, a skate video app and home of The Den TV, your 24/7 live skate video streaming channel. With over 2,000 hits in the app, picking what you want to watch can be tough. The Den TV takes care of that for you, constantly streaming a curated mix of the highest quality skate videos. Throw it on in the background while you're hanging with the homies, cooking dinner, working, or winding down for the night. Just hit play and let The Den deliver the heat you need to kick your daily routine up a notch. The Den is available for free on iPhone, Android, the web, and on the big screen with Apple TV and Amazon Fire TV. All right, D. Jones, this week he's won this prestigious award before. I'm going with Atsi. You know what I'm saying? He just had a followed, so actually found out how to say his name. Alexi.
Very nice.
Alexi, but his brother called him Atsi when he was 2 or something because he couldn't pronounce it. And I guess that's just what he goes by. But he's a steezy bastard, and his new part was awesome. So go check it out. You dig? Mr. Front Blunt Flip Out, Back Blunt Flip Out, you name it. He's steezy. It all looks casual. It must be nice. Very enjoyable part.
Dude, even hit that half cab flip down the set, had a little jumping in him. Yeah. Nice part, man. A little vintage Ben Davis style jumping right there. All right, only one thing left to do before we get into the interview, man. We talk a lot of football on here, and if you like to go out and watch football with your buddies, head down to Ruby Soho in Liberty Village. Get yourself one of the coldest beers in the world, Beamer Lager on ice at Ruby Soho. Kick back, watch the game with your buddies. Get yourself some brunch, an early dinner, snacks of all sorts, nachos, you name it, and keep the Beamers flowing at Ruby Soho. All right, Ghost, let's get this interview popping, man. Dashawn Jordan in the building. Let's go.
Back in 97.
We in here now. We got Dashawn Jordan in the building. What's cracking, man?
What's good with it, Kings? How y'all living?
Chilling over here.
Good, broski. Straight chill.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, bro, I don't know if you've watched the show before or listened, but we start everyone off the same. You got to hit us with your favorite skate moment and your favorite sports moment.
I would say my favorite skate moment would probably honestly be when I went pro. Like, I don't know, I feel like it was like a long time coming. The way it was like done and the people who were there to celebrate it with me, like it meant a lot to me, just like kind of going through what I went through as far as like different sponsors and situations that kind of like took place in my career. Like it was like more than just getting my name on a board. It was like, dang, like, it happened type of thing. And then my favorite sports moment, man, I would probably say it'd probably have to be the boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, because we were watching that when me and all my friends lived together, and the bet was like, and this was like the first time, where like I had like watched a like boxing match, and I told my homie Joe, because we all lived together at the same time, I was like, yo, if Floyd wins, like I'm gonna shave my head. And I've been shaving my head ever since then. And I shaved it, but it was crazy, to witness that too. And then him solidify that record, on his way out. And now it's like, it's insane, And I hadn't really followed much sports, but that was such like a hot topic. And Floyd coming up, like I like started to like kind of follow what was going on and leading up to that fight.
Hell yeah. Money team.
Epic.
Got you shaving your head.
Change your life, bro.
Yeah.
Change your life.
So Dashawn, man, take us back to the beginning. Where'd you grow up and how'd you get into skating?
I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. So I was born in Glendale, Arizona, moved from Glendale to Macon, Georgia to Tucson. And that's kind of where I like found skateboarding. The very first incident that occurred, like when I came across it, was that I moved into like these townhomes in Tucson, Arizona, on the east side, and we were moving in. Like I saw somebody like they were like townhomes, like kind of project style. So like there was a street that led all the way through the backyards of everybody's crib, and I saw a homie back there riding a skateboard. I was intrigued by it, wanted to try the board. So I went up to bro, like didn't even know him, but I just like had to try the skateboard. And I was like, yo, can I like try your board? And like got on the board and had balance right away. He was like trying to teach me how to stand up, and it kind of just clicked. And I was riding his board, and later on, a group of my friends that I like grew up hanging out with in that neighborhood, we kind of did everything together, like basketball. We were roller skating, like all these different activities. And like one day on the link up, like a homie had a board again, kind of got reintroduced to it, fell in love with it even more. And I couldn't like get off the board every time I linked with the homies. Like I was like, yo, like I'm gonna just skate while y'all play ball. Like, what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this right. And then I moved from Tucson to Phoenix, and I actually had a board that I was supposed to give back to the homie that I coincidentally like didn't have enough time to get back to him. So I just threw him in U-Haul and took it.
Coincidentally. Stole the board and left, bro. Coincidentally.
So I took the board with me, to Phoenix, and the wheel kept falling off. I didn't know how to fix a board at the time. I moved into an apartment complex, and across the street from that complex was a shopping center that had an AutoZone in it. And for me, I was like, oh, like AutoZone fix things, you fix cars. Like I'm gonna go there and see if they could fix the wheel on my board. So I went across the street. They fixed my board, you know what I mean? And I had a board in the apartment complex I actually moved in the front office. The people were like, yo, it's a kid in here named Curtis. Like, look out for this kid. He's like bad, he's always causing trouble. So I get on my skateboard, checking the scene out, checking the complex out. I see a kid skating. I go up and ask his name, and it's Curtis. And I ended up being my friend, but I always give him love for that because, like, I'm level-headed, so, like, I never really was influenced on anything. But he took me to, like, my first real skate park, which ended up being, my local park I grew up skating, Chandler Skate Park, Snedeker Sports Complex, which is, like, Chandler Skate Park. And then from there on, I spent every day, all day there, all day, every day there. And so that's kind of, like, the place that kind of birthed my whole skating journey, and have been blessed to go on and see new things and meet new people.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
What type of shit was Curtis into, man? Why they telling you not to hang out with him, bro? There's always that one kid in the neighborhood that all the parents are like, yo, you stay away from that guy, man.
He was more the type of kid that was like more like probably like vandalizing shit, like, messing up shit in the complex, or like Grom stuff like that, where it's like, oh, he's like breaking in the pool, or he's in the clubhouse messing with some stuff, just like shit like that. I didn't really know in detail everything that he was doing. From as far as I witnessed, it wasn't nothing too crazy, but definitely like, he had it in him for sure.
That's what's up, man. A little good influence on Curtis. Fresh start in the neighborhood. He just needed a skate homie, man. That's it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Somebody skating, kicking with him.
That's what's up. So what would you consider your first big break in the skate industry?
I mean, it's. I would say it's kind of two. I would feel like the one was when I won Tampa Am. I feel like that kind of like helped me out a lot, and just kind of like had a little breakthrough with that. Then I would say up and even till now, the most recent one would probably be like the part I dropped on Toy. And I say that just because I feel like that was like the first part that like I actually like, was like it was a different level of my skating where like I was actually like, in the streets, and I put out a part with like a major company, and like, it was backed and supported, what I mean? That helped me just like kind of, it helped me put my part out on a platform where like more people like actually cared about watching it because of the way it came out, instead of, I was doing a lot of stuff for the Bergs, which like, shout out to them and that platform. But I feel like that new wave of skating and like the people on the other side who like actually like was tapping in and watching parts didn't really care to like, tap in until I had like, it distributed through like, a side like that. And that helped me a lot. Like people, I feel like I actually was like, oh, okay. Like he like, is skating street, you know, like he's not just contest or he's not just doing that. Like people really gave me a little more love and credit for like, you know, the work I was putting in, you know, outside of like contest environment and stuff like that.
So you took that love and credit and you said, thanks, smell you later. April, what's up, babe? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I knew that was coming.
So can you take us back to the road trip that in a way changed everything? You and your good homie, friend of the show, Caleb Barnett, packed all your shit, put it in his whip, and took a road trip from AZ to LA to kind of pursue the skate game. And as he put it, with no money and struggling for real. So take us back to that journey.
How it actually happened was like, you know, we had been talking about it, you know, since we were like kids. Like, you know, not even a lot of people know. Even when he had got a Nike, nobody really knew how close me and Caleb was, and that like he's like really like my brother, you know. Like we not might always be together all the time, but like that's like my bro, you know, like he lived at my house for many times. Like we really got out the mud together. And so that was kind of a plan we had to like move to LA. And I remember it was, you know, it was leading up when we were graduating, you know, and Caleb, our plan was like, bro, we're leaving. And so many people, friends, family was telling Caleb like, stay, like, you know, like Dashawn, because, you know, I had my stuff going. I was skating contest, so I was like a little bit more out there. Caleb was building. People like, you know, like you need to stay, you know, go to school. And I kept telling Caleb like, no, bro, like, we're gonna make this happen. Like this is our plan. Like we're leaving, and like, you know, we're gonna succeed in this, bro. Like, no, we're going to LA. I graduated high school, and then that next weekend I had a contest in Chicago, and so I had my sponsors get my flight from Chicago straight to LA. And I packed a little duffel bag. I had like $300 saved that like I got from working like a mall job. And I just went to LA, and just, you know, that's kind of like where it started. And I was there. And in my mind, you know, permanently, I was like, I'm going to make, you know, I want to chase my dream for skating. And Caleb was still actually in Arizona. And so what happened was, you know, I was spending some time there, and, you know, was blessed with the people who supported me and gave me a place to lay my head, you know, and a roof over my head. And so my friend Christian, me and Caleb's friend Christian, his mom and his sister did a lot for us by giving us a roof over our head, you know. And so while I'm already out there, Caleb, you know, still in Arizona, so I had to fly back and pick up Caleb because he didn't have his license yet, and I had to drive him in the whip back, you know. So I went back to pick him up. He loaded his clothes, and, you know, he had a blue Mustang, and I went back, picked him up, and then we drove out to LA together, and then we both lived at my friend's sister's crib, and then, you know, like, just was thugging, you know. She had a 2-bedroom apartment in K-Town, and she made the living room was like her bedroom, and the room was her studio because she made music. So she had like a couch in the studio, but like her bed and everything was in the living room. She had a daughter, so shout out to Britt, you know, for allowing us in her space.
Damn.
And it was 3 of us. It was me, Christian, and Caleb, and her and her daughter. And
wow.
Yeah, we lived there, bro. Like I said, man, I blew that $300 like the first week because LA is expensive, you know what I mean? And me and him just stuck it out, bro. Like Jack in the Box tacos was our life, bro. Like if I had $1 and I was getting 2, he had 1, you know, vice versa. Gas in the car, like any little money I had was putting 5 in the tank, five in the tank here and there, just trying to make ends meet. And so, you know, that was our thing. And that $5 would be the $5 in gas that we would use to go to Fairfax and kick it on Fairfax from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. because our big bros worked at Diamond Supply, you know, and it was the old store, the smaller store. And that we didn't have any moves. Like we didn't know any filmers. Like, you know, we wasn't tapped in the scene. So we was chilling on the Fairfax block, just like seeing everybody. I mean, you seeing like Tyler the Creator down there when they had the golf store there. Like throughout that time, you know, we was continued to like, you know, get it together. And and then I think I had left actually for AMS getting paid. I went back to Arizona, I believe, to get my passport to come to the AMS getting paid for the first time. And when I was gone, she was moving out of that apartment, so we had to figure out where we were gonna go. So that was kind of like when me and Caleb kind of like split up to just like kind of like, you know, like figure it out. You know, he went to stay with some homies that he had met. I was bouncing around, you know, I lived with Oliver Flores. Steve Bear, like, and like, you know, a couple of people who helped me out. In that time of going our separate ways, like, you know, we just were grinding, you know, and then, you know, like now, you know, we're blessed to have come out as far as we came, you know, and Caleb, you know, has done his thing amazingly and has made it for himself. You know, we're still growing. Like every time we link up, we always talk about it. Like, damn, bro, like remember like when we was like just coming to LA, and you know, it's crazy like to think about, especially coming from Arizona. Like I didn't understand how far skating could go when I was skating back home. Like I didn't know and have the dream of like going pro. I didn't even know like what goals were obtainable, like what I needed to work towards reaching until like I was like learning through skating and be at the skate park, because I was in dance groups, played like football, all these different things. So I didn't come into skating like knowing like, oh, I'm skating because I want to go pro. I did this shit because like I saw it and I was intrigued by it, and I thought the shit was so fucking sick, and I was like, I want to skateboard. And then like, you know, through experience and just learn. But yeah, like that was kind of how it kicked off, and us making that move to LA. And you know, I've been really proud of Caleb, just seeing what he's done, you know, and just proud of us, honestly, just through what we've been through. So,
dude, that's an amazing story, brotherhood right there, and
insane.
It's just crazy how different your careers are, but both killing it in your own way. He's like Supreme and all that shit, and you got fucking Minute Maid over here, Supreme over there. Yeah. Get that paper by any means, jeez.
So you talked about, you know, getting $5 here, $1 here. What were some of the tricks of the trade you guys used to get by before you were making these month-to-month skate checks, man? Like, how, like, were you guys working odd jobs? Like, what's the survival tactics to make this happen when you guys get to LA?
Man, I would say LA Dave's. LA Dave's like a store here that like a lot of skaters would go to and sell stuff, like, you know, that I found out when I heard about when I was younger. And this was before I was even really sponsored. It was like little things like that. Any product I would come across like free from contests, or like, you know, if my mom was sending me like $20 here, $20 there, or like even if I skated like a little contest, I was like cash for tricks, or like was blessed to win a contest that like was a couple of $100 or like $1,000. You know, I would try to just stretch that as much as I could, but like little side hustles and whatever. However we got money, you know, like through little things or opportunities, you know, or a little ad here or like a little gig here, you know, for us was kind of like how we like, you know, stacked our cheese and just like survive.
Bro, that's crazy. That reminded me, I didn't put this in, but I'm just curious. Caleb also said to ask about how, you don't have to answer this part, but just more the end. I'm curious how motherfuckers used to abandon you guys at the skate park and you'd have to skate all the way back to your crib, or sometimes you'd get a ride back. But then people would be asking for gear. But then he said, but Dashawn used to violate the product before giving it to them. But then I was like, what does violate the product mean? And he never answered me. I'm like, what were you doing? Just skating in it and giving them sweaty tees?
No, I got one. So I know what story he's talking about in particular, because this was funny. Like I think this is the first time I had ever done this too. But I was so tired of people, like, because I was getting flowed product at the time, you know. Yeah. And people would like use that as like, bro, like, oh, I'll get you right home, and I get it, like you using your gas, like I get that, bro. But like, you know, like shit, like. I'm a legit, like I'm struggling, like I just need a ride home, like bro, can you help me out? But like, okay, you need product, like product is all I have, bro. But you want to take what I have? So I remember it was me and my homies, a homie from the skate park gave us a ride home, and it was all of our idea as a collective. It wasn't just my idea, but so he gives us a ride home, and I go and I grab a shirt. It's a brand new shirt. It was a crew shirt too, and not that I did this because I hated crew. I've loved crew, like crew was my thing, but this is like the shirt like I didn't want, and I was like, I'm gonna give him this shirt. So all right, you want to be an asshole? Like made a thing. It was literally like making us beg for a ride home. I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna spit on, like we're gonna spit on the shirt. So me and the homies, me and the homies just spitting all on the shirt, bro. Spit. And then I folded tea, walked out, gave it to bro, and I was like, "Thank you for the ride, man. Peace, and fuck you too."
Shit, that's gnarly. I was wondering what he meant by violated the product. That's great. Holy shit. I thought it was just gonna be you sweating.
Yeah, no, that was the worst thing I ever did. But that dude deserved it, bro. He was an asshole. They used to really like, bro. Talk about like Kayla was right, bro. Like when I grew up, bro, no love, bro. People used to fuck with us all the time. Leave us at the skate park, lights turn off, like do us dirty, bro. And it was just me and him, and we figured out whether we was, bro, whether. And I'm like this is like 3 miles from the crib, 4 miles from the crib as jits, you know, like sometimes we would have to legit skate home, or even when we didn't have a ride to the skate park, we would skate there. You feel me? So it's like that, like, bro, what, you know, and you know, we forgive, but we don't forget. So it's like all those times was real, bro. And I see all those people, bro, who was doing that to us, bro, when we was younger, like, tables do turn for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. So you've been skating for Nike for years, but as you mentioned, the board situation was kind of a little all over the place before you found your true home. Mm-hmm. Do you want to kind of run us through? Did it start with Sovereign, or was it Mark Johnson's company first? I'm trying to remember, Business and Company. But take us through your board sponsor history.
So you know what was actually first? So I'll start just like kind of in like the real like kind of mainstream world of like what people would recognize, because I had like some local, but like they were like smaller, like a company called like Everything or Nothing, which is like friends and family. They were like sponsoring me like locally home, and then another one. But my first like main one was Darkstar actually. And what happened was I skated at Phoenix. Yeah, I skated at Phoenix Sam, and the first year I didn't get in because they said I didn't have like, you know, big enough sponsors. So the second year I got in, you know, I was blessed to, you know, to skate good, and you know, that's when like more eyes had, you know, like got on, you know, and so after that contest, the one I skated good in, like Death Wish sent me boards, Darkstar sent me boards, and I got both boxes at the time. You know, Steve Clare, I think, was flowing me crew. And Steve Clare, I remember asking him, like, yo, like, you know, like, what, you know, like, I don't know what to do. And his advice to me, you know, because this was like kind of like when Death was like in the time where like it was kind of like gnarly, you know, and I was jig. Mm-hmm. And Steve was like, yo, you know, like Death Wish would be like, you know, fire, but like, you know, I think that like, you know, like right now, like, you know, like maybe go with Darkstar some, you know, like just because like you're longer, you know, and he gave me that advice. And so I went with Darkstar.
What kind of advice is that, yo? Shit.
That backfired, bro. Holy shit. Who's that homie again? We got to talk to him.
Crew and Death Wish is a perfect combo too.
No, yeah, when I was, you know, when I was younger, and I was like, damn, you know, I was like, shit, I wanted to do it, and you know, and so I didn't do it. I went with Darkstar and got boards. I got boards from him too, and like, you know, I was going on trips. Like Chet like flew me out, and like went to stay with Chet and like did a demo. This was like on the team. It was like Tyson Bowerbank, Adam Diet, Greg Luska, Remo Pearson, Keyshawn Johnson might have been on there too. Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace.
And then it was Chet. And that first trip I went on, it was like demo trip and everything, and it was cool. Enjoyed it, you know. There. Then after that, I think the next thing was I was flow for Element because I won a contest, the Element Make It Count, when they were doing that series, and I won like a year sponsorship, and it was nothing there. Like they were just sending me boards, so I wasn't like really on. Like they just were sending me through that. From there, I went to Sovereign, and I was with Sovereign for some time. Had a good time with Sovereign. Everything was going good. The reason I quit Sovereign is because I feel like I was getting to a point where I was kind of like starting to really like know what I want, and I didn't even leave to go on anything. Like I didn't have a sponsor at the time, and I had been talking to people about, you know, getting on different companies. The company I wanted to get on at the time was Numbers, but like it, you know, things were, it was kind of weird because, you know, Steve, Eric, you know, and didn't want to like ruffle anybody's feathers, and all this stuff was going on, and so I actually like quit Sovereign, and it was crazy because, you know, shout out to Andrew, you know, because shit, it was a podcast, so we being honest. You know, he had told me because we went home, and I was like, bro, I think I want to like, you know, I want to quit Sovereign. Like I don't, you know, I want to do this Numbers thing. At the time I'd been talking, it was supposed to happen, but then like something happened behind the scenes, which I don't know what happened that made people do otherwise. I don't know, but that kind of fell through. And then I was kind of like left to like dry because I was like, oh, I thought I was quitting. Maybe like that was going to be an opportunity for me, but okay, I don't know what happened. Maybe, somebody didn't approve of it, whatever. Okay. So I quit. And it was crazy because I remember Andrew coming home because Andrew worked at the barracks at this time too. And Andrew's my my longtime friend from Arizona, obviously. Like I had gotten a job at the barracks. He moved out to LA. And him and Steve got cool, started working there. He had gave me the tip. He was like, yo, like, all I'm going to say, like, if you're going to quit, you should quit now because, like, they have plans with you. And I was like, fuck. I was like, okay, like, and this is my first time doing this, like, I'm trying to, like, learn how to do this. I don't know how to quit. I'm scared because I'm really thinking about, like, people are going to think, like, I don't even know how to do this type of shit. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay, like, I got to do it if I'm going to do it. Okay, I figured out. Boom. I text, then I'm like, yo, can I call you, like, talk about, me and Sovereign. I called my first homie, Ryan Adao, who's a longtime good friend, who was like one of the first people I started filming with. And same advice. He was like, yo, if you're going to quit, like, I advise you do it soon because, they have a lot of money. They're trying to go pro, like, and I'm like, all right, bet. So I text Steve, like, yo, Steve, you down, like, to talk about, me and Sovereign? And then he was like, what, you trying to quit? And no, first thing he said was like, you trying to quit? And I'm like, I go like this. I go, yo, like, you can either call me or like, can we go talk over dinner? He's like, I'm calling you right now. So I get on the phone with him. I tell him, yeah, and then I tell him, and then he loops in Mikey. And then we're on a 3-way call, you feel me? Like with like, all of us. And I'm just I'm telling them like just honestly how I feel. I'm like, yo, like I genuinely just like, like the direction the brand's going is not me, like I don't want to, like respectfully, like, I want to just like step away from it, how like in hopes. And then like I didn't even, like I said, I didn't have a solid plan. I wasn't leaving to get on something right away. I just was like, yo, like I genuinely just like want to just do my own thing for a little bit. Like it's no hard feelings. I love y'all. I still want to skate with y'all every day. Like I just don't want to be on the company. And people took that information. They took that and did what they did and moved how they move. I love them still. I don't even go into detail with that shit, but shit got hectic for a while. But
I don't even know what happened. What happened with it? What'd they do?
No, it just like needless to say is like people like they were offended and hurt by me leaving, which I get, but at the end of the day is like, bro, like I came to you guys honestly, and with a genuine, reason of why I wanted to like, leave the company. It had nothing to do with y'all. It's not y'all. Like I love y'all, it's just the company just isn't me anymore. Like I'm growing. I'm, like I don't want to, be a part of the company. And so, yeah, it was years of dealing with that. Right. And so like
years, damn,
bro, it was a hectic time with that, and it mentally and like, it bothered me a bit because like it just how business gets sometimes like they always say like don't do business with your friends, and it was a lot of distance that was growing between us because of what happened. And you got to think like to defend myself in a situation, and like obviously I'm not gonna talk shit to throw shade on them, but like I know I'm an 18-year-old kid coming from Arizona. I got no family in LA. Like y'all supposed to be my family, and so the minute like I don't have that family anymore, like to me like I'm like in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? So like I had to like try to like adjust and adapt to just like, that and just kind of like being on my own in LA for a little bit and like trying to figure it out and, who I was skating with and all this stuff. But then I was just getting flowed boards that whole time, and then I was also still competing though. And in that time of getting flowed boards and like kind of being a free agent with a board sponsor, that kind of happened right after I won Tampa. And so like that was also a thing where they were like, oh, probably because, but it had nothing to do with that, you feel me? And so skating street league, no board sponsor, like bro, like I remember like everybody, it was such a thing. They're like, Dashawn doesn't have a board sponsor, like how's he skating this? Like he's not even pro. Like it was a thing, bro. I don't know names in specific, but I know a lot of people were talking shit about me not having a board sponsor and still being in an environment with, other people who were stamped and had a name on their board. Like, I remember it, bro. It was a whole thing, which was crazy because then like a year or two after that, like I'm starting to see it was like a fucking trending topic that everybody was quitting their board sponsors, pro or not, to just like do their own thing or start throwing shit. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, people were just fucking hating on me for not having a board sponsor and talking shit that like I was like what? Like,
it's got to hate on something. Yeah.
Bro, you feel me? So I was like, okay, now it's normal. Okay, cool, like whatever. And so I had that whole time not having a board sponsor, and then was blessed to meet Mark, which is an amazing person, on and off the board. He started business and company, I started chopping up with him about being on business, and then started riding for business for some time. Things were great, and then they turned me pro for business, which was like kind of that moment I mentioned, my going pro moment. But the only thing and why things got like hectic at business was it kind of, I think, was bothering him that like this baby he was trying to raise, it was a lot of things interfering with it. Was like miscommunication or our partners, or just certain things that, he was in business with that wasn't allowing him to foster and raise his company to be something that he saw in his vision, which was going to be amazing. Because Mark is, bro, his vision, everything is amazing, bro. Like I have no doubt in my mind, if things were working correctly with business, like that would have been one of the best companies for sure. But he just was, kind of got hit with a lot of, left, right, jab that just kind of like affected that. And I think for him, he just kind of like, it kind of interfered with his passion with the brand, because, he couldn't catch a break. And I saw it, like I totally understood that. But for me, it was like, okay, I'm talking to homies, and like, me personally, I was okay, dang, like it kind of felt like a lot of pressure, because I feel like it was a lot on me to like carry the company, because like with everything going on, wasn't really in a position to like get other riders and like do more stuff. So it was just kind of felt like a lot. Like I was like, oh, like, I'm like company's kind of on my back, and like I'm trying to like do all I can, and things are happening and stuff. So for me, it kind of felt like I was like, like overcompensating a lot. And so like I just was like, yo, like, maybe for my career to like grow, and maybe I need to like just, release myself from this, just to like not also have this in my mind as like stressing about these other things that I shouldn't be stressed about. Like I just need to worry about skating, And so a lot of the, I was kind of getting thrown in, with business stuff and a lot of other things that kind of like were outside of skating that I feel like were kind of like interfering with me skating and being locked in and focusing on that. So again, I took the steps to like, and it was hard. Like I did not want to do that. Like I'm so not confrontational. Like those type of things make me so uncomfortable. Like I hate quitting shit. Like, it's so funny because it's like, I feel like sometimes this perspective is like, oh, Dashawn's a new board sponsor, he just leaving. But bro, for me to do that shit is so hard. In these situations where I've like kind of been like, I've been bouncing around is there's been real reasons why. It hasn't really been like, oh, the next hot thing, I'm going to go to that sponsor. It's been like genuine things like, yo, like for my career, like I need to do this. And so, left business, was sad to leave business, because I love Mark to this day, for turning me pro and giving me the opportunity. I was, free agent for a little bit. Then Sinclair called me, and actually it was crazy because, I've been around Sinclair like my whole career. Not once has he ever tried to like persuade me to get on toy, nothing, But this time he hit me, it was different. He was like, yo, like, I don't know, it's kind of going on in business, but like, you need to be a part of something. Like, you need to be a part of something. You can go on trips, like be in the van, like, you need to be on something. And he actually told me that like Ed had like brought it to his attention, like, yo, like, like reach out to Dashawn, like see what's up with Dashawn, And at that time, I was kind of lost. Like I was like, I don't know what I just want to be a part of a team. Like I want to like go on trips. I want to, like skate. I just want to have that feeling. I feel like I've never had that like real feeling of like what a team, like what it felt like to be a part of a team. And so I was like wanting that, I was missing that. And so I was like, yo, like, okay, let's do it. Like I'm down to ride for Toy, and so said yes to ride for Toy. I had that part. I was actually sitting on that part for some time, like for like a year or two. I was actually supposed to be my business part. And when I got on Toy, Mike was like, yo, like, I know you have that part, what do you want to do with that part? And I'm like, honestly, like, let's just make it like a Toy part. Like, let's just, I'll give you guys the part, and like we just do it as like my welcome to Toy part, like I'm not tripping like that. Like that'll be a good effect, for that part. And so kind of just gave him all that footage. And then, yeah, the devastating thing is then after kind of like having that year with Toy, having that year with Toy and being so grateful for the opportunities and everything that I had in that year, like it was definitely short lived, and I was bummed on that too. But what happened was with me leaving Toy to April was, to be honest, like just to like lay it out, is I wanted to do an April when Shane first started April, but in the beginning he didn't really know what he was doing, and like it was kind of like I didn't really know Shane, and like Yuto was on, and like it was kind of far fetched for me to like, oh, I want to get on April, like what's up Shane. I didn't know Shane at all, so I kind of like didn't put too much like effort and energy to like bugging him about it. And I was I'm roommates with Yuto at the time too, so it's like time goes by, like Yuto's my best friend, what I mean, like we live together, so like I wanted to be with my homie, like, yo, Shane started in April, I want to be there. And so time went by, years went by. Literally, I'd already talked to Shane about riding with him to go to Vegas for Street League. And so I was like, yeah, I want to ride with you. This is the day before. I go to Paul's. Shane pulled up to Paul's. He's skating. We're kicking it. And I think I was actually on the phone with Andrew. And I got off the phone with Andrew, and Shane goes, did he tell you? And I'm like, tell me what? And he's like, come outside real quick. And then I go outside. And Shane's like, he's like, obviously, like I know, what you have going on and stuff with Toy, but he's like, I wanted to ask you, like, if you'd be down to ride for April. And I was like, bro, fuck, dude, like, I just got on, bro, like, I like, in my head, I'm like, I'm looking at him in his eyes, I'm like, bro, like, I just got on, bro. Like I'm like, bro, of course I do, but I'm like, bro, I just got on. It's only been a year. Like I don't want people to keep thinking I'm leaving sponsors like that, like I don't want to like I got to figure out like how to do this, bro. Like I don't know how to do this. Like this is like hard, like, but I really want to do this. So this is like where my heart is. Like my bro Yuto is there. Like I want to ride for April, like, And bro, it was stressful, bro. I went home that day, bro, that night after skating, and I was like, and I told him, I was like, bro, the day before we fucking go to Vegas, like to skate street, like, bro, you do this to me, bro, the day before we like leave. So it was wicked, bro. And so I was like, all right. So I'm stressing. I go home. I'm like trying to figure this out because I'm like, bro, I have to. Like I'm the type of person where like I can't fake around people. Like if something's on my mind and like I have a conversation with somebody, like I have to put it out. Like I can't. Like, especially people I love, like, bro, I'm not going to get on the phone with you and act like everything's not okay. Like, I'm not over here thinking about, like, how I'm about to tell you I need to quit. Like, I have to call Mike and talk to him. Like, I can't wait a week. I can't know, bro. Like, I got to get this shit done. I texted Mike and was like, yo, tomorrow, like, you're down, to talk and go on the phone, talk about me and Toy. And I was like, bro, it was just so much anticipation for that call, bro. And I got on the phone and like I could just hear in his voice, he already knew, like, and I was like, yeah, Mike, I want to talk to you. Like, I was, like got asked to, try for April, yesterday, by Shane, and like, that's something I want to do. And like, I know, like I just got on, like, bro, I felt so bad, bro. Cause like I said, I love Mike and was so grateful, thankful for that opportunity. And talked to him about it, told him what it was. And, he understood. Yeah, he was hurt, but, like, he gave me the blessing to, to leave and do it. Because he's like, I understand, like, and I even hit up Ed. I was like, yo, Ed, talk to Ed about it. And he was like, I understand. Like, that's what friends do. Like, you go where your friends are at. Like, I totally understand, In my whole career, the only people who's ever made it easy for me to, like, leave shit is Rudy Johnson and Mike Sinclair. Hands down, bro. Rudy Johnson when I left Royal to go on Thunder, and Mike Sinclair with Toy to April. Like, just because they understood it, gave me their blessing, was like, yo, like, I encourage you to do it. There was no shade. Didn't hear nothing about them talking about me behind my back, nothing. And they were all, like, better moves for my career. Like, nothing I did wasn't the worst move, for my career. It's all gave me the blessing to be where I am today. And, I'm stoked for that. I'm stoked for everybody who supported me along the way. But I feel like for the first time, I was just learning in my career to, like, really not shelf like how I feel, and so like, that's kind of my board journey, because I feel like it was like like people see me, oh, he's on this night, I wish he was here, I know it was on here, and it's been a journey, bro, but like I don't regret any of it. But yeah.
Nah, dude, that's what's up. That's an understandable move.
I appreciate the transparency, and just so you know, you already know this, but Mike's got nothing but good things to say about you, and he said if you ever had to fill up a van with 12 skaters, you're in it every single time. So I think it's still all love there, man.
Yeah, always, man. That's my dog to the grave, bro. Mike Sinclair is one of the ones.
You're a ledge among other ledges. Most people who walk by don't see you. Why should they? You've got a bit of a bend, but that's about it. Sometimes someone sits down to rest their legs or have a bite during their break. But deep inside your concrete core, you were meant for greatness. You just didn't know why or when. Maybe it was just a dream. In another part of the world, there was another dreamer. His dream? To buy a Mercedes. He didn't know why or when it would happen, just that it would. His name was Nikolai Piombo. First, he aimed to be a banker, but he wasn't good enough at math. He also tried to be a hustler, but he couldn't follow the rule. Never get high on your own supply. When that didn't work, he tried to be a pet food tester. But that wasn't the best job for someone with the munchies, so he got laid off for eating too much. That Mercedes felt further and further away the more he tried, until one day he laid his eyes on you. He saw what you already knew, but no one else ever could. You were perfect for a back nose blunt, and you could see in Nikolai's eyes, and he had what it took to make it happen. A few days later, he returned. No fanfare, no words, just focus. The perfect back nose blunt. You were sent into skateboarding history. And Nikolai, he was sent straight to a Mercedes dealership. Together, you were a team above teams. Shaq and Kobe. One hard and bent. The other smooth and stylish. Who made sure Nikolai found you? CHPO did. The worldwide leader in sunglasses and watches. Always doing it for the people. When we had Shane on the pod, we had a big debate about full-length videos. He said that the people need a full, proper Dashawn part. What's the status on the April full length, and are you stacking for that beast full part all the people have been waiting for?
Sheesh. I think it's still, TBD. Just, with, I know that's definitely like in the books and make that vision come to life. I try to film always as much as I can just to have like good foundations. I have a part I'm working on right now. Was blessed, like I have a dunk coming out next year in February.
Sick.
So I'm like, I just been filming for that, trying to make a good, like a little solid part of that, and have that come out with the shoe. Try to like, have a little like Arizona spin on it too. To kind of like more of that part be like good tricks, but also like, try to make sure I'm skating a bunch of AZ spots to tie in because the shoe is like an Arizona inspired shoe, and that part will be more like that. But I'm still trying to have, like quality in that part. And then after that, I've dropped parts, but I've yet to like really like go all in and like really make that part where I'm like leaving and like going to different countries for some time, or like really like spending like that whole year to like really film. A lot of my parts have came together, but I've honestly been like random situations where like, for example, my toy part where like I had that part and a lot of those tricks like I had just been doing throughout like the first Olympic trial. Because whenever I had time, I would go try to get a trick, and like then I had more time to film for it. So I went back, swapped some things, pushed myself, to like get outside my comfort zone with other tricks and stuff like that. And then kind of had that part, but I've yet to like actually like start to finish like intentionally like, okay, go here, go there, do this, which I'm looking forward to doing that finally. Like that's my plan after this next part for like the shoe. Is to like really like start, and dive in and give it my all, really try to film, one of those parts,
Dude, what's up. The people need it. Shane wasn't lying, man. I would like dude, even rewatching your parts today, you've done some crazy shit in the streets that I forgot about. But like you said early, it was never in like a more core thing other than the toy part, but that was kind of mixed and matched. I would love to see you dedicate like even 2 years to a video part, try and do it with one filmer as much as possible so it all looks similar. Like just really, I would, because the shit you've already put out, we all know like you're one of the best skaters on the planet. So to see that all max effort into one part, I'm really looking forward to that. So good luck with that one. But congrats on the shoe too.
The people got a sneak preview of the shoe. Hey, on Mafia-thon.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that was a sample. Like,
how crazy was that, dude?
Bro, you know what's crazy is, you know,
that streamer life is insane.
Bro, shout out to my homie Devin. My Street League is, you know, not Street League, but sorry, X Games. He's always putting my name in rooms, you know, and in that one in particular, that was an idea he had mentioned to me at the Utah X Games, but I think they kind of rerouted. It wasn't gonna do it at first. It came back around, but he threw my name out there to, like, you know, kind of host that Mafia-thon with Tony going and everything, and so that did really well. Like I said, I had a lot of homies hit me up, which it was a blessing to be on that platform and meet Kai, and even be in that room with Kai and Tony. You know, like two of, like, you know, icons in what they do, and so yeah, I was chilling the whole time. You know, like, I'm always in the cut with those things, and so I had the opportunity. I was like, yo, like, I had brought those gifts for him intentionally. Like, I had, like, sandals and some shoes, the shoes he already had, and I wish I had my samples because I would have gave him those. But I remember my samples are like the done one, but I remember I had those on and I wore them on purpose, obviously. And it was like, after I was like, yo, you know, I like, what I really wanted to give you was these, and then I didn't, like, know he was gonna say he wanted the sample, and everybody who was with me was like, you gotta give them to him, and I, like, you can kind of see in my face, I'm like, yeah, if you want these, like, I can give you these. But
violating like, product again.
Yeah, and bro was like, I want the samples, and I was like, honestly, bro, like, I have to, like, you know, like, this moment and this time, like, I have to, like, you know, I'm gonna get the fit, like, whatever, we'll get more shoes, but, like, to share that moment and, like, be able to, like, you know, use that as a good moment just to, like, you know, kind of break the news to people and gift him those pair. It was a special moment. So the feedback in that post, bro, like, I was blown away by the love and support on the colorway. People love it. So, like, that obviously to me was, like, even, you know, confidence and you know, and made me hyped as well to see that something like, you know, we've been working on, the vision we brought to life is received and people like it. So I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing those on people's feet, like, and, you know, skating in them and everything. So yeah, that was a good time.
So sick.
Hell yeah. So Greg Lutzka, in my opinion, has one of the best agents in all of skateboarding. that fool, it's got every collab and fucking sponsorship deal you could ever imagine. Even years past his prime, one of my all-time favorites. So shout out to his agent. But bro, you got to be up there too with one of the best agents in the game. He's always a new drink thing popping lately, getting checks from Minute Maid somehow. So who's the legend behind the scene getting all these deals done for you, man?
Man, Cersei Wallace. She's been with me since I had no sponsor. Her and Ethan Singleton, you know, like those two together are amazing. But she's been with me since way before anything, and also, like, her former Michelle Pappas, which also I'm really close with, who was her ace, you know, in Intel, you know, she let, you know, they parted in Ethan now, but her, man, like, it's been like, bro, I got with her literally when I had no sponsors, and before I was even offered to get paid from Nike, nothing, and the timing was just impeccable because, like, after I had, like, signed with her, then I got hit up, you know, to get paid by Nike, and I remember the email I got from him, it was like, yo, like, you know, we've been talking about supporting you on a more formal level. You know, who do we talk to, agent? And to me, I'm like, I don't know what he mean by, like, a more formal level, but, like, that might mean like what's this mean? Like, pay me? And so I remember sending it to her right away. That was the start of that. But Cersei, you know, she was Paul's agent. She did his first ever Nike deal. She did, like, TK show. She's, like, you know, she's been in the game for a minute, and a woman, you know, at that who's definitely, you know, holds weight and has done amazing things for, you know, amazing skaters, and has helped a lot of people's career. And I've been blessed to be with her throughout my journey, and the people that work alongside of her. But yeah, I owe it to them, man, for sure. Like, I try to do my job as far as, like, you know, creating value in myself and giving them something to bat for and work for. But you know, it takes a village and it takes a team. Like, it's no I in team. So, bro, the Minute Maid one in particular, since you, like, touched on that, open with that one was, like, that's probably been one of the craziest deals that I've ever gotten in the sense of how that came about. Because what happened was, I was at X Games Ventura, like, 2 years ago. Yeah, I think a year ago. And I had been running around all day. You know, you do a lot of interviews and stuff where you're, like, on ground at X Games. And there was one interview they wanted to do, and I was on my way out. I had this practice, and I had been driving just home every day. I didn't stay out there. So it was like an hour, 2-hour drive, So I was tired after practice and wanted to get home to come back the next day. And they wanted to do this interview with me. And at first I was like, bro, I don't want to do this interview. Like, bro, I'm tired. Like, bro, they're like, I've been doing interviews all day. Like, and so I remember my homie Ethan, which is like, my manager now, he was like, yo, just do it. Like, it'll be fast. Just do it. Like, just do it. And I go in there. They had this big chair. It's like a king-looking chair. They had everybody sit in this chair who was doing this interview. And I sit in the chair, and like at first I'm kind of like, like whatever. But I shift my energy because, in respect to the people who are there to do the thing, is like I can't like I might be tired, but like let me show up for these people who are taking the time to like do this thing, And so the first question they asked me was literally like, if there's one sponsor, what's your dream sponsor? There's one sponsor you want, like what would it be? And bro, I was literally joking, like I didn't even mean anything by it. I literally was like Minute Maid, like I love juice, and like and somehow, bro, that got to like so the right person saw that shit, and like the homie Nigel Sylvester, who's like a BMXer from New York, he DM'd me and was like, yo, hit me, like my homie at Coke trying to get a hold of you, but he can't send you a DM, you know what I mean? Like so hit me. So I hit Nigel FaceTime me, he like, yo, my bro Jordan over at Coke, like, well, Minute Maid, like, he been trying to get in touch with you, like, you almost missed out, like, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't know, my DMs is, like, messed up, like, what the hell? So, boom, bro, he made the group message, bro, and, like, connected us, and, fast, right away, like, it handled everything, it was genuine, it was authentic, and then it came to life, like, then there I was signed to Minute Maid, and I've been signed with them for, like, like, going on 2 years now. One of my favorite partners, bro. The family over there, everybody over there is so dope. And it's been so sick because, like, earlier on, there was a time where I did say yes to a lot of shit that was, like, fast money and, like, things that probably weren't even authentic to me. But I just was like, oh, is that money? Oh, like, this piece here? Like, okay, boom, okay. And I wasn't even happy in the deal, but I was just, like, doing it. Like, all the shit was, like, whatever. But now at a point in my life where, like, I've been kind of, like, building like what my brand is and like what I genuinely advocate for, and like this was one of those ones that like was, bro, like I'm talking about, like I grew up drinking Minute Maid, bro, like food stamps, like fridge loaded with Minute Maid. So when this shit happened, I was like, yo, like what? Like yes, like I want to do this and I'm stoked on this, and it's been great, bro. Like they're amazing team over there, and with this it's like cultural, like I'm trying to, everything we do, I'm just like, I'm like, yo, let's shift the culture. Let's just do dope shit, like whatever we can do. And it's been blessed, I pray that this is one of those partnerships that goes on for forever because, bro, it's a blessing to be with them for sure. And everybody got energy drinks and shit. Like,
yeah. That's a wicked drink to have, man.
Bro, Gary, he was talking to me, and I didn't even mean to say this like in a way like of like being cocky. Like I didn't even think about how this shit came out, and I said some shit where I was like, fucking energy drink sponsor. I got the juice. And I didn't even mean it like I didn't even mean it like I got the juice, like I'm him, like I meant like oh yeah, like I got a juice sponsor, like but like the way I said it. And the way he emphasized it, I was like, "Oh my god, bro!" Like, I was like, "I don't mean it like that, bro." Like, I just like it, just like that's how I thought about it. I should have said sponsor, but I just said I got the juice. But it was just so funny,
bro. I was dying when I saw that because I was hyped. Like when I was fucking in my teens, like early skating days, there was probably entire summers where I would probably not drink any water. I would just put the Minute Maid things in the water, you know what I'm saying, the frozen ones, and just live off that for months. Like, so I was laughing but also hyped.
Bro, Canada stay with Minute Maid, bro. Y'all got Minute Maid OG out there, bro.
Bro. So shout out to your team behind the scenes keeping those deals going, and that's why you and Paul always do shit. That would make sense why you and Paul always have these collab sponsors.
So, bro, you're a true triple threat, a beast in the streets. You get the job done at contests. You put a lot of energy and your heart and soul into your music. If you had to rank the importance of all three at this present day, what are they, man? What are you working on the hardest?
Streets, contests, then music. Man, I like, bro, like I start the day with skating, and then like after that, then I'm in the studio. Like that would be my rank for sure for those three.
Mm-hmm. You keep the main shit, eh?
But you know what's funny is a lot of people be like, oh, like maybe people think this way. I don't know, but like, oh, he posts a lot of music. I'm like, bro, I skate all day. Like music, I do that after I skate. Like if I don't get a clip, I'm not even stoked to make a song. Like, bro, I need clips. Like, bro, like if I get a clip, like, bro, if I get clips, oh yeah, I'm in the stew hyped, bro. But I won't even like, bro. I'm such like, you know, I told myself that even when I started introducing the music, I was like, bro, one thing I'm never gonna do is give 100% of music and not in skating. Like if I'm doing both, like 100% skating first, and then after that, I'm gonna give you know the remaining and the remaining percentages to music. You know, because I love them both, but like skating is my, you know, like it's brought me this far. You know, like and I genuinely like I love skating to the point to where I'm not like, oh, music's my new passion. Like nah, bro. Like I'm still skating street as much as I can. I'm still like, bro, skating is priority, and then you know music is my second priority. So that's my rank for sure.
That's what's up.
That actually leads perfectly into our next question. Go Skate Day 2024. You pulled up on us in Toronto and put on one of the craziest one-day displays of skating I'd ever seen. But it's funny because I think you were in town to either shoot a music video or record some music stuff. But you were like, yo, let's go skate day. I need to go do some NBDs in downtown Toronto. Tell us about that trip, man.
Yeah, because your Music Connect is a T-Dot native, right? Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus Letts, my dog. So what's funny is, so I obviously knew Marcus for some time. And even we lived in Arizona, like he was around, but we didn't know each other. Weren't chopping up for some time, and we actually reconnected through Zion because Zion was going to Canada. We were actually in Saga, and I was like, "Yo, like, I'm gonna go to Canada, like, and just chill, make music. Like, you go out there for a little bit." He was going out there to link with Marcus, and I was like, "What the hell, bro, Marcus? Like, bro, it's been so long. Like, good to see you." So we like reconnected, and then so like I was kind of in and out of Toronto, but then the other reason that started bringing me to Toronto a bunch was my girlfriend. My girlfriend's from Toronto. And so that time that I went back, yeah, my girlfriend's from T, yeah. And so that time I went back, we were there because I was doing some music stuff. And then I happened to be there, which I honestly blanked. I didn't know where I was going to be for Go Skate Day. And like I didn't even realize that like I was spending Go Skate Day there, obviously keep my board on me everywhere I go. I was like, yo, like, what's the plots? Like, I'm trying to skate today. Like, the music shit can be on hold, bro. We need to go skate. Like, let's go skate day, bro. And I'm in Toronto. I've never skated here. Like, I knew it was gonna be lit, so that's why I like randomly pop out. And, bro, it was random to me, and it was random to everybody else too. And I was just happy to be there because I was like, I was just happy to be there because I was like, bro, I love Toronto, bro. Like, I love Canada. Like, I got like a lot of homies out there. I've made friendships out there, even through my girl. Like, met more people, and like. It was cool to be out there and like skate with everybody out there and just like feel the energy, skate some spots there, like get down, skating in different spots. And I saw you, Safe. Like it was good to like skate with everybody and kick it. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, bro, had a great skate day. That made the music shit even funner and even better. Like I wasn't just there as an artist. I was like, I got to skate, bro. Like I got to skate. Now it's lit. Now we can do whatever.
Bro, that was to this day one of the craziest things because we went to a couple famous downtown spots where it's like it's really hard to get an NBD, and you must have rifled off like 6 tricks down the famous Unitel double set, including 2 NBDs that you laser flipped it and fakey trade it. And the craziest thing to anyone that I told about that day that wasn't there, I don't think a single one of the tricks you did down the double was more than 5 tries. Some of them were first try, second try, third, maybe 4th or 5th max. But that was ridiculous. We got to get the clips popping right now in the edit. Show them Dashawn in Toronto, and then you hit a little. Remember, you did nollie back heel down TD8, and then you got greedy. You tried to do a little fakey pop off the curb, got wheel bite. You did it next try,
bro. I got humbled, bro. I thought I was cool. I was like, I'm gonna fake y'all. I was like, God damn it, bro. I tried to do too much, bro. Fuck. Got carried away.
Your jumping ability, if not the best, you're the top 5 jumper in the world. I've never seen anyone skate like that many gaps in one day and land that many tricks. That was truly impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, come back next time. I texted you this year, man. This year wasn't as good, and I was like, yo, we're missing that Dashawn energy on Go Skate Day this year.
I gotta pop back out, man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So we love talking illegal tricks here at the Bunt. Obviously, all our listeners know. And one that's come up a few times, fakie ollie switchback Smith. You've been known to make them pop. Do you still currently support that trick, or have some people gotten in your ear about it?
Bro, honestly, nobody's really got in my ear, but like I just kind of stopped doing them. Like I filmed the one in the April video we did, which I was stoked at how that came out, and I don't know, I kind of just like stopped doing it. Like I didn't really like kind of like it wasn't anybody who like made me like make the decision. I just was like, oh, I kind of blanked on doing that trick. I guess maybe moved on to other shit or something. But and if it looks good, like people like, bro, laser. I hear all the time people like, bro, laser flip is like a nasty trick, ugly, but like you doing good. But like you make me, and I'm like, bro, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Like, I mean, I appreciate you, but it's like we could like I always fuck with Shane. Like every time Shane's like laser flip it, I'm like switch double tray it. I'm like, like we always go back and forth about that shit. But I'm like, that's this is nasty. But well, we be fucking with each other. But yeah, I think like, bro, I mean, shit, different strokes, different folks. Like somebody might it happens time after time. Like some tricks nobody's really doing. Somebody does a trick that's like, oh, it's kind of. But if they did that shit wet, people are like, damn, like actually like it's kind of sick. And then you look around. And I'm not talking about me, start trying like you see somebody do a trick and they hate on it, and the next you know, people doing that trick are like just joking, doing it. I'm like, I mean, shit, you said he was nasty for doing that shit, and then now you just did it into a grind or out of something. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like it's working for him, like it's working for bro, but you know, you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah,
there's always an exception.
So true. Yeah, fakie. So we come from the school of like no nollie Smiths, no nollie backsmiths, no fakie Smiths, no fakie, because it's just like a lazy trick. You know what I mean? And the funny thing with you is you can actually switch back Smith amazing. Like sometimes I get it. If you can't switch back Smith, but you want to feel how it feels, you got to fakie in because it's like you barely have to do anything. It's already locked in. But you could switch flip back Smith and shit. So you have it all. So it's like a little bit more understandable, but I am glad you've retired them just randomly because it did look cool. The one you did look good. In the
he just said he
video,
forgot about them.
Yeah, I know, but I'm glad you forgot about them. The switchback Smiths are where it's at. That's Brian Wenning classics right there. Wenning, baby, switchback Smith God. You get me? That's the school we from.
Hey, I remember I was at a street league in Australia, and I had one in a run, and I remember Nigel being like, "What the fuck? That's random." And I was like,
bro, I watched that today.
I was like, it was, but it was so funny because I knew it was random too, but I was like, I'm gonna just do this like in the run and like let's see if it makes a difference. But it was random as hell. I put up to street league just fakie back from the rail, so random, bro.
Bro, I was actually dying because
that's crazy.
As I was typing that question out earlier, I was watching that Street League clip, and no word of a lie, right when I started typing fakie ollie switchback Smith, Malto said it on the thing. He's like, Dashawn, like fakie ollie switchback Smith. I'm like, it's a weird trick to describe because people get pissed when you say a fakie trick and then you say switch in the same trick. You know what I mean? Like a fakie ollie to switchback Smith. But the words came out of his mouth as I was typing it. It was a weird moment. But I saw that today. That was the one Felipe won, man. He dusted you at the 11th hour, bro. Oh, shit.
So funny.
Let's stay on the switchback Smiths out here, man. So, yo, with the rate that parts and crazy clips come out, it's easy to forget shit nowadays. Watching your parts today, a clip that I completely forgot you did. Nollie inward heel, front nose, nollie heel out to fakie, perfect on flushing. Take us behind the scenes on that session, man.
I was plotting on doing that trick in LA and didn't do it on the spot in LA, but then I was always thinking about, flushing, and I was like, bro, it'd be sick to do that there, bro, because like it's like a good spot for that trick. It's known, like respected, like. And I remember I went there. I went to New York. I forgot which year it was, but I went there for like the summer. and I was kicking it. Homie was there, was filming, and I went there. And to be honest, like when I got there, it was taller than what I thought. Like I was like, damn, it's not like a low ledge. Like it's like a, you know, the grates felt like long. You know, I was like, dang, like I don't know if I could do this here. Like this is kind of like it's hectic for a ledge spot. And in like the whole probably first hour, I was struggling because I couldn't pop the Nollard Hill high enough to get into the nose, yet alone like slide the front nose, across the grates. So I was struggling, and like I figured it out. It just started working, and then like that one went, and I remember getting into the front nose, like, bro, I'm in this front nose like too good to like fuck this try up. Like this try had like in my head, I'm like not trying to get ahead of myself, but I'm like, bro, like it, like I got in and it felt like unreal. Like I was like, oh, like I got into this front nose, like how I need to be in this front nose, and then like I just remember sliding and remember feeling like I was getting to the end, like of the ledge, and then I just like kicked my heel out and then it flipped on, like I landed it and I was like, oh shit, like I was like low key like in my head like surprised, like what, like I was hyped because for me, you know, like I was like, bro, like I did not just do this shit, bro, like I've been like, was like at the time I was like, you know, well me and Paul skate a lot together, I just was like skating with him, my mind and my creativity was like expanding with like understanding technical skating, like, you know, I was like, oh okay, getting patience, all this shit, so I'm like, boom, do it. And then like I remember skating off and rolling away, and like I was like trying to like show the excitement in my head, but I was like, damn, like that felt crazy. Like, and like even the clip, like, you can tell like I roll and then like I kind of like look up like in shock, like after I landed, because I was like, oh shit. And then after I did that, it was crazy too, because like Gilbert Crockett and them were there too, so like it was like energy, it was tight, like they came over and gave me love for doing it and shit. And that was the first time I'd ever like met Gilbert in person. And I remember being so hyped, and so after I got that clip, like that was a part of the clips that I had been holding on for so long. You know, I filmed a couple of things in New York and stuff like that, like skating with Johnny and those dudes. But I remember as we went, you know, I was forming more to like make April a part, make that part like into an April part. I had that clip, but in my mind I was like, yo, it would be sick to throw everybody off and end my part with like this clip. Like let's switch it up for my ending with like a crazy, you know, high thing, but like I want to show this side because like I love like skating tech, but I feel like in parts I haven't really showcased like, you know, my tech skating. Like, you know, I've jumped a lot in parts, like I've skated somewhere else, but like, you know, when I go skate, like I skate like, you know, all those things. Like I like to skate ledges, manual pads, you know, hubbas, rails, stairs. And so for me, like I feel like that was a good opportunity for me to like showcase that like more tech side with that trick. And like, you know, get that on the board and in that part like that. And, you know, the effect of it was dope. Like I was hyped, you know, people received it well, and, you know, it was good. I like to switch it up and like kind of catch people off guard with like that as an ender instead of like, you know, what people probably expected or was, you know.
Yeah, that was shocking. That was banging. Love it.
Follow that up. Take us behind the scenes on the front nose nollie heel on the courthouse double set.
Oh man, so that one's a good one too, because I had front nosed it like a whole year before, and in that transition with like leaving business, that part was supposed to come out with just the front nose. And in that time of chilling, you know, Andrew was like, yo, like I think you could nollie back heel out of that. So I was like going to the park, I was like trying to learn how to like nollie back heel or front nose for a minute, and I was like, dang, I was like maybe I can, like, and so give it more time to like just make that part even better, you know, like, and like from what like I was content with at the time, it gave me the opportunity to go back and try that, and then like it worked, you know, like I remember trying all the tries, and I had learned like how to sit, you know, on slides and ledges and rails, because, you know, like the first person that inspired me with that was seeing Carlos Roberto back overcook flat bars at the barracks. Like he would come to the barracks and start to finish like back overcook the flat bar, and I used to be like, damn, like how the fuck is he like holding tricks like that? Looks so sick. Like fuck just doing the end of the ledge or the rail. Like how, like I want to learn how to hold tricks. And Paul said something to me when I was younger. He said, you don't really know how to do a trick. Like you don't really have a trick unless you could pop in and pop out where you want to. And so like when he told me that, I remember like every time I would go to the park and I would learn every trick from the beginning of the ledge and the beginning of the flat bar. So like now, even to this day, like when I skate flat bars and stuff, unless it's like a new trick I'm learning or like something like I switch flip back spin on the flat bar. I'm like doing the end, but like long grinds and back over crooks, blunts. I always start from the beginning of the rail and ledges, like to like hold them. And so kind of having the first foundation of that, like learning how to hold the front nose. I was like, okay, if I could just hold the front nose, like end was scary because it was taller and like clearing the stairs. But I was like, if I could just get to the end and just like, get a good pop out, it could work. And I had been trying it a bunch. The session had good energy on it. Like all the homies were there. And I had like stuck on one, and then like that one came around, and like I like was sliding, and like that pop felt good. I just kicked my heel out, and that shit like it felt so good. Like it all came together. Like and how I envisioned how dreaming of one that landed, like it happened, and I was blessed, man. I was fortunate to like walk away with that one, like that. But it was a battle for sure. But I was so happy I went back and like pushed myself to elevate like the trick on that spot,
For sure, dude. That was another jaw dropper. Last one to go behind the scenes on. Got to go way back for this one, but probably, unless someone fact checks us, the only person to get a double MBD, one on the stairs and one on the rail, same session, or I think same session. Hollywood 16, you hit the laser flip and 270 back lip. Tell us about that day, man.
Yeah. So I have been plotting that for like a year or two, about doing it that way, Like I was
really
embarrassed like, all day, like, okay, 270 the rail. Yeah, 270 the rail. It's like when I lived at Steve's crib too. I would 270 the rail, go up, and like laser flip to like 10, like back. I would try that, like kind of like I envisioned that, and so that day, bro, when it was time to make it happen, like I went with the filmers and everything, and I was skating the rail, and we'd actually got kicked out of the spot. And so what happened was when we got kicked out, the principal was cool. I was trying to bargain with him. But I was like, whatever, I understand. Like everybody got a job. Like I like to be respectful in those situations because that shit always bites you in the ass. I feel like when you like give hassle, like you get humbled real fast. All right, we're gonna leave. And then we came back. And how I was doing it, bro, is the only way I could have enough confidence to like say hype was I had to do it on the 12 and then run up and do the 16 right after. So every try, I literally was doing on the 12, bring up the stairs and doing the 16. Like I had to do it that way. And so I did 270 lip and I was hyped and I wanted to leave after that. I was like, I don't want to stay because like I had planned to do them both the same day. And I was like, I don't want to stay. Like he kicked us out. Like I don't want to like. And my homie Ryan, everybody was like, no, bro, like you wanted to like, get both of them. We here, like fuck it, And so I was all right, fuck it. Started trying to laser flip. And then that one just happened. But it was the plan for sure all along to like do them both the same day, Because I had heard like.
That's so crazy. Why both in the same day? Like, I don't get it. That's insane.
Because I knew like, one, I was like, I'm here, like let's do it. And I knew like in my mind, I was like, that would be sick to like do that. Because I remember the Naja clip in that part. And then I also remember, respect to Ja, I also remember hearing it was like rumors that like they weren't the same day. So in my head, I was like, oh shit, like, damn, like, nobody's really done the same day. Like, I'm here, like, let's like, let's run that. So like, it worked out. So I was happy to get those both the same day. Yeah, that was, I had procrastinated on that shit for like 2 years. And it just came down to like, I needed to do it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do it. Fuck it.
That's funny because in the part, they came out in the opposite way. Laser flip opens the part and then the 270 lips end it, but you did it the other way around.
Yeah.
Which one was harder?
I feel like 270 lip was harder because it was scarier. Like like jumping after I jumped the first couple of times on the set, it wasn't bad. Like I was just like jumping, But the rail, because it was like the biggest ride I ever skated in the streets. I was like, that was what made that more harder because I was like, damn, like I was like scared, of like speaking to the rail that way and like just keeping the confidence to keep trying. And, I was like, bro, I have to like do this because I can't imagine just like trying to go back up here and do it. And I think that was the first one I like committed to, or like on the 16. Yeah, I think it was the first one I like went for on the 16.
Wow,
that's a psycho sesh, man. Can you tell us about the infamous Reese's Cup bet that got out of hand with Sinclair?
Bro, 72 cups, bro. I can't make this up, bro. We were on a trip. it was like a Nike, you know, like Flow Am trip. You know, we used to go on these trips with Sinclair, and the vans used to be loaded with all of us, like Midler, Zion, me, Kevin Scott, all these homies, like all, you know, we're all AMs together, and we're skating this gap, like Loading Dock Gap, at night in North Carolina, and I was just trying to stay motivated, so I started betting Mike Reese's cups. You know, I was like, fuck it, like I have a tend to do that, you know, like where I'm like at a spot, I'm already bet 20 right here. You know what I'm saying? If I roll up and I don't commit, you know, it helps. Everybody got that thing, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
and I started with Reese's with Mike, and first started with like, you know, I think what comes in the pack, like 4 of them or whatever. I was like, all right, bet 4 cups right here. We kept going, kept adding up because I kept fucking up. I kept not standing on business, so it kept adding up, bro. And then we got to 72, bro, and I kid you not, bro. I went back to the hotel where I went on Amazon, bro, and I Amazon 72 cups, Reese's cups to Mike's room, bro. I remember it was like, it was the way they sold it on there. It was like 36, so I had to get 2 36 packs, and they put them all in like a little fucking cooler. And they showed up, and I gave him. I man of my word, bro. I had to give 72 cups.
That's so sick.
Oh shit! Did he eat them all that one night,
bro? He did some with them. I think they lasted him the rest of our trip and maybe his drive back to California and shit.
Yeah. Elite snacker, shit. That guy.
One thing he gonna have him jar lemon heads and whatever snacks he got in that van, boy. He drive across country like that. He gonna have them snacks.
Mike said you've been known to make up words. Can you drop some of them on us?
There's a lot of them, but I would say my most notorious one, bro, which my friends and family, they love giving me shit about this. So when I was at the Element Make Account thing, they were interviewing me when I was younger, and I was like, and it was at like the camp, the finals I have at the camp, and they asked me a question like, yeah, you know, I think about like, how do you like it being out here like in Sequoia, like on the forest? And I was like, yeah, you know, it's so cool. It's so naturistic. And
it sounds good though. It sounds nice,
bro. It does, bro. In my mind,
this guy be reading and shit, man. Damn.
You feel me? In my mind, I thought I had something, bro. It felt so natural coming, like rolling off the tongue. I was like, bro, nature, like, I didn't see no shame in it, bro. I thought it was legit. Like, I didn't even think, like, that I made that shit up. I just like, oh, like, naturistic. And, bro, that shit has lived on, bro. And it's so funny. I remember somebody was giving me shit about it. And I looked it up on Google. I was like, bro, no, naturistic is a word, bro. And on Google, bro, if I'm not mistaken, if you look up naturistic on Google, it will say it's like a word that describes, like, nature, like, you know, terminology. I swear. But naturistic is a good one.
Bro.
I wish that they made, bro. See, people got to make a list of my words because, bro, sometimes I'll be like, when I be talking in interviews and shit, sometimes I be saying shit, bro. And sometimes I'll be saying some shit, but like I do definitely, like, you might get 1 or 2 of them. I might make up some shit, like, but it sounds good. But it worked.
Yeah, close.
So far, you're chilling today.
Standard English word.
Fuck.
Not yet. Not yet, anyways. You skate and drop music with your boy Ty Dolla $ign. What's the story behind him getting knocked out on the sesh?
Okay, so that story, man. Blood was on my hands. It was fucked. So, like, not on my hands literally, but it was like on my hands because if I was there, I'm the person he skates with when he skates.
He didn't actually knock him out. Yeah,
yeah. So he pulls up, you know, he had been coming to skate, you know, like he had added it to his routine. I think it was a good outlet for him, you know, he was coming to skate. And this day he pulled up, he was just moving different, you know, like after spending time with him, you know, you start to like learn people, like, you know, I know how he is, like, you know, he eats healthy, like all this shit. And this day, like, he pulled up, like, he was moving different. He ordered like a burger, like he was just like, I was like, you moving different today, bruh. So we go play pool, like couple $100 or something, and he win, and he like feeling himself after winning, right? So like whatever, we are headed back to the other side of the skate park. So I drop in or lacrosse, He puts his board on the coping, and normally he does that, but he's like, oh, like, ah, fuck, I ain't dropping it. Like, he knows, you know, and I tell him, like, no, bro, like, you'll get there, like, chill, like, you know? This time, at this point, I'm all the way, I'm on the pyramid at Paul's Park, so I'm looking at the quarter pipe that's by the pool table and shit up top, and he has the board there on the coping for longer than normal, so I'm like, bro, like, I'm like, kind of like looking, I'm like, he's not about to do it, bro. And literally,
that quarter pipe's steep too.
Steep, bro. And before I could like, literally, I'm like watching him, and before I could like be like, yo, Ty, bro, move, like, chill. I like blinked, and he just went for it, bro. Like, he just like leaned in, and I think from what I saw, what happened was I think he was such in shock that he was actually committing in that he went to step off the board, and his foot crossed over his other foot, and he like looped out, right? Bow! Like, knocked himself out cold, right? So I skate over. Bro. I'm over the top of him. He legit snored. Like, I heard him snore. Like, probably for like a couple of seconds, bro. And I was scared. I was like, yo, Ty. Like, I started like, you know, like touching his shoulder, like, yo, T. Like, wake up, you know? Wakes up out of it. It was me, him, and the security guard. And wakes up out of it, gets up, like, kind of like stumbles a little bit. And like, is out of it. He's walking back to the other side of the skate park, walks over, sits down. And he's asking, like, what happened? And I'm like, bro, you good? Like, you know, talking. Me and the security guard knew he was, like, knocked because, like, he kept asking, like, what happened and, like, repeating the same thing. Like we would tell him what happened. And he'd be like, oh, so, like, what happened? Like, and we'd be like, bro, like, you knocked yourself out, bro. Like, it was scary, like, you know? And he's like, for real?
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, like, I found out, like, he had a show that day and everything. Like, he's supposed to go perform with, I think it was Adele and like Mario or something, like, or The Weeknd or something. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, he's supposed to leave the park, go get ready, go to the show. So he's so out of it, they had to change plans. You know, he left his car at Paul's, and his security guard at the time took him to the hospital. So I'm like texting him, you know, like making sure he's good. I'm following up with the security guard, like, yo, bro, like, he good? You know, he's like updating me, like, yeah, he good. So, bro, he amplifies it because he posted a picture on his, I think it was after or something. I'm updating and saying he's good. Then he posts a picture on Instagram, laying in the bed, hard post with all the things hooked up to his chest, right? So everybody's like, what happened? Everybody's finding out, you know, he did his skating. So my phone starts going crazy. Everybody hit me up, bro. Like, his peoples, you know, his team, you know, his brother who's like, you know, incarcerated, like Free TC, hit me like, yo, you're using my brother, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, like, you know, he like dropped in his skate, and like, bro, like, I don't know, like, he know not to do that, you know, I'm telling him, you know, because there's nothing I advise him to do, like, I didn't tell him to drop in, but it's still my problem, because like, I'm there, so regardless if I told him or not, like, he dropping in on my dime, which is like, I'm the professional skater there, like, you know, it's like, I should have stopped him, but it was just too, like, everything just happened, like, it wasn't no real opportunity to, so it was like, that happened, he was in the hospital bed. So they told me he was good, like, he left and still went and did the show. Then later on, I pulled up on him at the club, and I'm in the club, like, talking to him, and I'm like, bro, like, you good, bro? You're not even supposed to be at a club, like, bro, you got a concussion for sure, like, you know, like, your shit's rocked. He in there. A couple of days later, I'm still checking on him, like, every day, making sure he's good. And that's when, like, you know, when he went home, like, he started getting the bad headaches and the migraines, I think, like, the next day, that shit all came in crazy. So he was down for a minute, but, you know, I joke with him after. I'm like, you scared? Nah, you're never going to that point again.
Now, you ain't got to worry about that now.
I got PTSD, bro. Anywhere I'm somewhere with somebody who don't really skate, and I see them, like, I end up dropping it or whatever, bro, I'm always like, nope, not on my watch, bro. I'm like, bro, you're not ready. Like, don't even put the ball in the quarter pipe, bro. If you're second guessing it, like, don't even do that, bro. And
real shit.
Fuck that. You ain't dropping. Yeah. You ain't getting hurt on my watch, bro. Hell nah, bro.
So, like you said earlier, Yuto's one of your best friends. You guys live together. You know what I'm saying? You hit podiums together, tearing up the contest scene. You got any funny stories from your times living with Yuto?
I got two, actually. I think it's due to do both. First one, the first one was when we lived we first lived together in Chino, and I had hella shoes. This is when he first moved in, and I was getting rid of like hella shoes because, you know, I was giving away. I had too much stuff and we're moving and I had to downsize. And he comes upstairs and he barely speaks any English. He didn't even know what the hell what, but he came upstairs and he saw the shoes, looking through all the shoes, and he's like, oh, like, you know, like, saw the one that was Supreme. It was like when they did the Air Force 2s, and he was like, oh, Supreme, can I have? Like, not even this dude's size. Like, he just wanted because it said Supreme on them. So I gave them to him, and I don't know what the hell he did with the shoes. I don't know if he wore them or whatever, but it's funny because, you know, I used to joke with him, like, our thing was like, oh, you got no sauce. Like, you got no drip, bro. Like, you can't dress. Like, that was our thing, like, no drip. And he used to always be like, you have no drip. And I'd be like, bro, like, I showed you, bro. Like, I put you on. It's when he comes to English. I was like, bro, I put you on to, like, drip, bro. And I never forget, bro, the time, this is like a little bit after, he has an interview with Thrasher. I think it was like one of his first interviews. And Louis Elliott was interviewing him, and he asked him something about like, oh, like clothes, you know, how'd you get into fashion or whatever? And in the thing, he was like, oh, you know, like I didn't really know like much about it, you know what I mean, until like I moved in with Dashawn. And now to this day, I'm like, motherfucker, you can't ever say that I didn't put you on because it's in a print magazine that you said that I put you on to drip in fashion, bro. It's in print, bro. So you can't say shit. Like, don't talk to me about that, bro. Like, and then so like that's kind of one more on like, you know, that tip. Then the other one would probably be when we lived together in the second crib. You know, we're getting grocery shopping. You know, he's still learning at this point. Like, this is like brand new Yuto, like, I mean, no English, like, he just seeing, observing, and like, you know, moving according. And so, you know, we're going grocery shopping. You know, he gets his own groceries. He's just, his favorite thing is just, you know, he likes to buy his food because he cooks a lot, and you know, it's the food he likes to eat. He going crazy. He buying all the shit, whatever. But he bought a steak. You know what I mean? At the crib, like raw steak. We go back to the crib and like we're cooking dinner, and he pulled out the steak to cook the steak, but the motherfucker don't even know how to cook steak. He asking us to help him cook the steak. he was buying shit because he saw us eating it and cooking it, so he was like, "Oh, I want to buy this steak," and he did not know how to cook it at all, bro. He literally pulled the shit out and put it on the stove and was like, "Oh, like need help, like I cook steak," and
That's awesome.
And I remember, we thought it was the funniest shit ever because we were like, bro, what the fuck you buy steak for? You can't even cook. You don't even know how to cook the steak, bro.
Man's hungry, dog.
Hell yeah. How did young Yuto navigate the girl scene back in those days, man, with no English?
See, the thing with him, you know, he's, you know, those people where you're like, you know, some people you're like, he got the swag, but he don't got the game, or he got this, but he don't got the game. In the beginning, Yuto's one of those people who like, he probably had the name, but he didn't have no game. So he was, he would have, like, you know, he was having, you know, he had good talent, you know what I mean? He was having talent pull up, he had girls, he was doing his thing, but, you know, I didn't know. Like, I was curious to see what the exchange was of words and how he was like talking to them. Cause like that's to be determined. I don't have no idea. I don't know how
to be determined.
I don't know how the DMs looked or what his game was, but he was pulling them. You know what I mean? Because you know he was Yuto, but now he know. Like now he hit. He got more game now. You know what I mean? His dripped and elevated. You know, he's doing his thing. So like. Now he can manage it, you know what I mean? He can really manage it. The other time player who was younger, you know, he was scouting, but he wasn't a good manager. But now he's a good manager, you know what I mean? Like he a good CEO. You know, he could run the company now.
Shit. Love to hear it.
One more story, man. Can you give us the detailed version of Sinclair back in '97?
This was a funny one. So we're in San Diego. It might have been like after a contest out there or something. We all go eat. It's me, Sinclair, Andrew, little Gavin, Bob. This is when he was like littler. Zion, YouTube might have been there, I'm not sure, and a couple other people. We're just talking, shooting the shit at the table, man. We talking about any and everything, bro. Like, we get on the topic of just, like, talking shit. You know, we talking about, like, bro, somehow it got to the topic of, like, eating booty. Some random shit, bro, right? And this is how it happened, bro. This is funny. So we talking about eating ass or some shit. I don't even know. And I think that's funny because I was like, oh, I'll never do that shit. Like, whatever. Like, and we talking about it. And it's funny because Gavin is little at the, like Gavin is little at this time. So like we're talking about this shit. I'm like looking at Gavin. I'm like, bro, Gavin's like, what the hell going on? So we talking and like I'm like, bro, I'm like Andrew. I'm like, yeah, he asked whatever. I'm like, bro, I ain't never doing that shit. And I'm like Mike. I look at Mike. I'm like, Mike, you eat ass? And Mike goes, I'm like, come on, Mike. I know you was eating ass like back in like '97 or something. Like he just started.
Damn. That's disrespectful.
and then he just started dying laughing at me. He turned red, bro. He was so weak. Like all he could do was just laugh, bro. So like that's
bro.
like our joke to this day where like we'll be like something what happened and I'll be like, yeah, shit, back in like '97 or something. Like it's just a random joke that's the funniest shit ever. Like, bro, it just connected, bro. And it was so funny because like
that's crazy.
Like this is the shit I just be like when we're talking, like I just be thinking of like it just naturally came out. Like I had just like said it, like I didn't even like tee it up. I just was like, oh Mike, come on, like I know like and it just but it hit so hard because it's like it was so relatable to him, like, you know, being older than us or whatever, but like it just being a time or shit around that time, maybe that was happening, but it's just so funny I like went to that date or went back in time to connect him to like doing some shit like that. So it was just like he just got red and started laughing. I was like, back in '97, man, you was eating ass for sure. Oh,
that's crazy.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty. Oh, shit.
Guilty as charged.
On that note, Dashawn, what's next for you, man? What are you cooking up?
Man, so, you know, as I mentioned earlier, was blessed with opportunities, you know, to have a dunk coming out in February, around my birthday, February 5th, filming for that, you know, going to drop a part with that. That whole project and just every rollout of that, it's just titled, you know, Home is Where the Heart Is. And so everything's like Arizona based, Arizona inspired with that. That's where a lot of my energy and focus is going into. Also music too. I want to drop music around that time with the shoe rollout. And then outside of that, you know, contests, X Games here and there, Street League here and there, you know, all those. And then just really just trying to be the best version of myself and give, you know, all my passions like 100%, you know, skating, and then after skating, music, you know. I just want to do shit that makes me happy, you know, use my platform, my voice to hopefully inspire other people, and encourage people to just, you know, do them and encourage people to inspire people and fucking live life to the fullest. So, you know, I'm just over here trying to maintain and gain positive energy, health, wealth, all that stuff. We working, man. We working.
Well, that's what's up.
Hell yeah, man. Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
I feel the heat from here.
Yo, it's Rapid Fire with the Ghost, and this week we're honored to be brought to you by the best wheels in the game. Yeah, it's Spitfire, and we've got the news we've all been waiting for. The 93 Duro Soft Sliders are back and making their way out to skate shops now in classics, radials, and ATV GOAT Simon Bannerode's Pro Radial Fulls. If you've skated the 93s, you know the magic we're talking about. Controllable, consistent slide anywhere, holds speed through rough-ass spots, and absorbs more impact and vibrations to give your knees a little break and longer sessions. And of course, slides like the Formula 4 it is. Spitfire, get a box going for us ASAP. If you're in need, be sure to hit up Blue Tile Lounge, Menu, 9 Times, Brotherhood, Cowtown, Time Machine, and more great shops around the globe. And don't forget to tell them the Bunt sent you. All right, Dashawn, last little segment before we get you out of here. A little rapid fire with your boy, you dig?
Let's get it.
All right, favorite skater?
Paul Rodriguez.
Favorite video?
Minefield.
Favorite video part?
Heath Curry. Oh, no. Actually, Mark Johnson, fully flared.
Nice. Favorite style?
Mark Johnson.
Which skater had the biggest influence on the way you skate?
I would say P-Rock, just by, making every stance look the same. Smooth, calm, you know what I'm saying? And I got inspired. And also throughout my career, I've just been, a friend and gave me a lot of knowledge on things.
Hell yeah. Most talented skateboarder on planet Earth?
Fuck, Shane O'Neill.
Can't go wrong with that answer. Favorite trick?
Tray flip.
Hardest trick for you?
Back threes. I suck at that trick. For some reason, they work sometimes, but to master just a proper back three, yeah.
Hell yeah. Most illegal trick?
Pressure flips.
Favorite clip you've ever gotten?
Probably Hollywood 16 stuff, just because of the moment surrounding it and it being the same day. Was really hyped on that day.
Yeah, it was nuts. What's the worst trend you've been a part of?
Damn. The worst trend that I've probably been a part of was playing tag at the skate park. Like while skating. I know a lot of people hated us when we were kids and we were doing that shit, like running on the skate park playing tag.
Yeah.
Legit.
That's a good
so
one.
Annoying.
Yeah. What's the gnarliest trick you've ever witnessed?
I got two. One would be when I was younger, Chris Jocelyn, back 360 kickflipping, Rincon.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Rincon. And then Alex Miller back the ring into the car wash.
Wow. That's heavy. That's two crazy ass tricks. What's the one trick that got away?
Shit. Probably, I'll say tray flip 50 on Vermont and Beverly rail. You know that rail?
Which one's that one?
It's the tall turquoise one at the bus station that everybody be skating.
Is it the one nose grind nollie flip? Elijah?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Yo, you got to get that one. Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, we'll go get that one.
Damn. That would be nuts. What's the biggest bunt you've ever witnessed?
So...
You familiar with that term?
Nah. What do you mean by that?
Like a bunt is like when someone claims a trick heavy and then they just like don't follow through. Like an example is Brian Wenning back in the day. He claimed switch ollie El Toro, and then like drinking at the bar the night before, and then the next day he just no showed. like he just bunted the whole mission.
Man,
I
feel like not. Because I have a personal attachment to it, just because I feel like it was a thing that was going around when I was younger, and I was a part of it because I heard about it. What's probably the backside flip on El Toro.
Yeah, that might be the biggest bunt in the history of skateboarding. But yo, it's been sick to see him killing it lately, man. So shout out to Shex.
Yeah, shout out to Shex for sure. I was just with him in Paris. Love Shex. All love, big dog.
What's the last new trick you learned?
I want to say it's. I was kind of figuring out how to call this trick, but so it's like a fakey ollie. I don't know if it's a hurricane or if it's feeble, but so say fakey. I'm right. I'm skating the rail backside,
Mm-hmm.
And I'll fakey, but I'll the back truck is grinded, and the front truck is kind of over the rail.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody do it on the rail. I was like, oh, that trick kind of looks sick. I want to try to learn it, and was learning on the flat bar at the park. But
sick.
That probably the last trick I just learned it, a trick that felt cool.
Hell yeah! Dream job after skating.
I just want to be I want to create something that is an outlet for multi-faceted people. I don't know. I had a talk ideas about a label or something crazy for artists who skate or artists who do music, something a cool creative agency or something where allows people just to have a place to come and who want to do multifaceted shit, make music and skate, have a home for that.
Everything you've dreamed up this far, you've accomplished. So fucking keep doing it, man. I'm sure you'll pull that off.
Appreciate
when
you.
The time comes.
Yeah.
Favorite local brand?
Face a skate shop, man.
Favorite local skater?
So I just asked Andrew, and I just blinked because we have gotten into the call. But it's the little homie Alex and Dalen from Arizona. I'm gonna say those are my two favorite local skaters now. They're little homies. They're up and coming. But Alex is like the native little homie from AZ, and then the homie Dalen is from Phoenix out there. So those are my favorite local skaters right now. The youth.
Hell yeah! What's the one sponsor you regret riding for?
Daily Harvest. You know what that one is?
No, this is so random.
It was like a food sponsor I had that it was OD. It wasn't that time. Everything I was saying yes to a bunch of shit. That's one I should.
Yeah.
So
Daily Harvest, love it. Favorite teammate ever?
I'll say my favorite teammate ever. It's definitely Paul. I would say Paul. He's been there for me throughout my career, advice, always steered me right, and has just gave me like a good example of a role model to look up to with your career and how you do your thing. So I would say Paul for sure.
Hell yeah. Worst teammate ever?
I tried to think of somebody because I'm so like, bro, I know they're going to show us all this shit, but bro, honestly, the worst teammate ever is anybody who thinks it's an iron team and thinks it's all about them. Bro, I mean, if you causing shit on trips, if you doing like, that's the worst teammate ever. I can't even pinpoint one because I've been in a situation where I genuinely was like, fuck this dude, but I hate anybody who is self-centered and selfish and just a hater for no fucking reason.
Fair enough. Worst company?
Man, I don't know, bro. Like, bro, different shows, different folks, bro. Honestly, I don't even got a company I hate. Like, shit, I've tried almost damn near every company. But it definitely, I mean, I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't really got a company I hate, like, worst company, I think. I think every company got their flaws and shit, but shit.
Worst trend?
Damn, I don't even know, bro. Fuck. That's a hard one. Worst trend. Trolling. I don't know. Internet trolling. Fucking Instagram. I don't know. Fucking that trend sucks. Anybody who's trolling people, man. Anybody trolling another man's hard work. If you're part of that trend of just trolling motherfuckers just to get, satisfaction. What?
Real shit. Worst style?
Worst style? I mean, hey, different strokes, different folks. Somebody's style might work for them, even if I'm not a fan of it, bro. I mean, there's nobody I can pinpoint. But honestly, I think everybody got some type of uniqueness to their style, whether it's lame or not. But,
Yeah, I knew you were going to hit us with the softness at the end. You're too nice.
Those are hard, yeah.
Last but not least, Dashawn, who's the last person you want on the sesh?
Anybody who, again, is self-centered, is not, egging homies on or keeping the energy good. Anybody who brings whack energy to the session, bro, we don't need you there, bro. And we're not on your time.
you don't have a name for us? You don't have a specific... Bro. Andrew's going to be so disappointed in you, man. He said he loves the show and he's probably looking forward to your rapid fire ending, the gunshots. You're giving all the cop-out answers.
Okay, I'll say this, and I love this man. I love him regardless. But I would say, you said the worst person to have on the sesh?
Yeah, last person you want on the sesh.
Yoshi Tannenbaum, bro.
Oh shit.
But can I defend? And he knows this because Yoshi has a tend. It's passion, I know it is, but he has this tend of, I don't think he realizes he does it, but it makes everything a fucking contest, bro. He's like, oh, bet I bet you do this first, or I'm gonna get this before you. And bro, when we were younger, maybe he's better now. I'm doing this from when we were younger. I used to hate that shit, bro. I used to be like, bro, how about you just do your trick and I do my trick, bro? But maybe he got better, bro. But with love, I'm gonna have to say Yoshi Tannenbaum because that shit used to kill me, bro. I love you, Yoshi.
Let's go. All right, with that, that's the end. Dashawn, proud of you every time I see your success. It makes me happy. I think I've mentioned on the pod, I met you a million years ago now. You were just a new random kid on the scene, and it's great to see your journey, and keep it up, man. Mad respect.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me. Pleasure, my king. I know we've been talking about it for a minute, getting one of the books, so I'm happy we can make it happen. And yeah, we go way back, man. You see me, throughout my whole career. So it's a blessing to be on y'all platform and everything you've been doing, and y'all having a great podcast, which like everybody pays attention to is Skateboard. So to be on that list, with people who have got a chance to be interviewed, it means a lot. So I appreciate both of y'all. Big love, and yeah, man, more life. Let's keep winning, keep shifting the culture.
Hell yeah, brother, man. I'll catch you soon. Try and come visit y'all in Cali this winter if we can. Keep doing your thing.
Let's get it.
You've got mail.
Welcome back to the Post Office, brought to you by our good friends over at Dickey Skateboarding. Quality workwear since 1922. From the work site to the streets. Ain't nobody keep you fitted like Dickey's, man. All right, Ghost. Post Office. We back. Who we got up first?
All right, first up, we got an email from Tom Pedden. Backside Smith Stalls. What's goody, legends? Love the pod. Keep them coming, boys. Yo, do you think judges should award extra points for Backside Smith Stalls on quarter pipes during contest runs instead of just doing a lazy old 50-50 on the turnaround?
You're
I can't
a judge.
tell if this is a joke. Oh, yeah.
You're a judge, man. They came to the right place. But personally, a non-judge, do you even pay attention to what they're doing on the quarter pipe unless it's like a bunt kickflip or a pivot fakie or something like that?
I mean, even a pivot fakie is barely anything, but
if they grind it.
Yeah, if they grind it, sure. But I don't know if he was joking and chirping Mitch, because I remember that came up in Mitch's interview, that he would do shitty backsmith stalls instead of axle stalls in his run, thinking he'd get a little extra spice on his score. But I can assure you, I personally, if anything, I'd give negative points for trying to pull off a backsmith stall. Feeble, anything like that. Like, it's just, you're just getting from A to B.
Even a back disaster, like, you're not going out of your way to add more points for that. And it seems like the best of all the stalls. I mean, maybe you hit a back nose blunt, you'll get a point for that, or a front nose blunt. But any nose blunt stall, flip disaster, either way, it's got to be an actual trick. A backsmith Mitch B stall is not a trick.
Backsmith stall is probably one of the worst stalls in existence. Backsmith grind, if you hit a grind, you're getting bonus points for days. But Tom, I don't know how old you are, if you're plotting some backsmith stalls in your next local contest or something. I would just do an axle stall and call it a day.
All right, next up we've got a voice note from Jamie Keegan. Let's take a listen.
I know way too many people here right now that I didn't know last year. Who the fuck are y'all? Obviously Drake's a bit of a fucking jokes man, but he's got some funny lines. With you boys being from Toronto, like, what's the best or funniest Drake line you man say? Alright, so have good season, keep it up. I had too many.
The funniest Drake quote.
Funniest Drake. Well, I don't fucking know. Like, something.
How do you
where
think of this shit
himself
on the spot? Yeah. Anytime he's fucking singing is pretty fucking funny.
Anytime he's faking an accent.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas is a pretty funny track if you want to listen to some jokes. I don't know. I can't think of anything on the spot, man. We got to keep it moving. But any Drake hate won't
that's your guy, man.
Won't be had around here.
That's your dude, man.
Yeah, I'm not listening to the whack shit. Keep it hard, man.
The jokes have already started in the group chats. The Kendrick, we'll get to that in the rundown, but Kendrick versus Drake in baseball form should be epic.
Epic showdown.
All right, next up, we got an email from Herbie Willis. Chris Athens. Yo, what's up, Safa and Dono? Shout out Ants1 and Richie behind the scenes. Writing in halfway through the new Death Wish video before I forget my point. I love Chris Athens skating. Been a huge fan for ages, and it's cool to see him on a major brand. Love the skating in this one, but I just felt like the song took away from the style and speed of the tricks. What did you guys think? And are there any other videos where you've seen recently where you loved or hated the music? Shout out Chris Athens' part in the Loophole Wheels video, and keep the barns burning for the rest of the season.
I didn't notice the music being that bad in that video. Dude, I think in my old age, I've come to hate rap music in skate videos.
Yeah.
Like,
Hate's
there's some
a
good
strong word, but yeah.
Sometimes it works well, but like it kind of kills the rewatchability of it, you know?
Yeah, it definitely depends on the track. But like early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Young Jeezy, Dipset, all that shit. Like we all loved it. Like we thought we were so hard. And then you watch some old videos. I don't know why I did that. But then you watch some classics like Beeble. You know what I'm saying? Beeble, all
yeah,
like
makes sense
Jeezy in Fully Flared, I think that was. And like it's just still timeless. But yeah, it feels harder to pull off nowadays. But it can still be done. But I hear you, it's a little less, you know, of a go-to. Fuck, man, I hate to say we don't have time to watch this part right now, but I remember enjoying it. He did a lot of impossibles and wall rides. But other than that, I mean, they were sick too, but maybe a little more diversity. But
yeah.
No, I remember liking it. Homie's shredding, fucking going Mach 10. Flying around. I'll rewatch it, but I really enjoyed that video, so I don't know. Can't agree with you on this one, man. But of course,
favorite skate video soundtrack?
That's too hard.
Man, the Transworld videos had wicked soundtracks back in the day.
Yeah,
they always killed
beats.
Yeah.
In Bloom has a sick range.
Yeah. Free Your Mind was wicked.
Yeah.
Obviously, Drahobel's track, unreal. It's the time. Can't beat that.
Yeah. No, shout out that Death Wish video. That was sick.
Definitely enjoyed that. I think we watched that in the van on the way to Cincinnati.
Nice.
Shit was epic. All right, next up, we've got a voice note from Ben Cabriana. Let's take a listen.
Yo, what's up, Safa? What's up, Dono? Got a couple questions for you guys. First of all, I'd like to say, Safa, my favorite way to start the day is watching the Ghost Resurrection music video when I'm taking my morning shit before going to work. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find that video on YouTube anymore.
Okay,
and I'm
good.
very upset about that. Now, I am a huge fan, especially lately. Seems that you've been singing some songs from video parts. For example, you whipped out New Order, Age of Consent, the Jerry and Louie song from the Osiris video, Ozzy, Bark at the Moon from that digital video, and lest we forget, Rick McCrank's song, the Latigre Decepticon song, during Elijah's live Bunt interview many moons ago.
Holy shit.
Question for you, Safa. Is there a song that lives rent-free in your head that you always seem to be singing out loud from a skate video that we haven't heard of? I would love to hear it. Second of all, I know that you guys have been pushing the Beamers, which to my understanding is a lager, and those old beers that I won't say the name since you guys aren't really fucking with them anymore, seem to be Pilsners. And down the middle of the central coast of California, it's kind of hard to find both of those beers. Now, my question for both of you is, do you guys mostly stick with the Pilsners and the lagers? Safa, I've definitely seen you putting back some Modelo's during Random Skater of the Week. So I'm really curious if you guys fuck around with any other styles of beers, or you guys mostly just stick with the Pilsners and lagers. So, yeah, keep killing it. You guys are my favorite thing to listen to when I'm delivering packages out in San Luis Obispo. Peace.
Damn.
Epic fucking voice note. That's a fucking listener right there. Shout out Ben, man. Holy fuck, that was awesome.
Mad respect.
Say the
This fool
fear in
remembers
Safa's
everything.
eyes when Ghost Resurrection came up for a split second. Ben, your only chance was
Scrub
to
that
screen
one from
record
the
that shit,
internet.
because that one's gone now, bro. Safa's PR team got rid of that thing.
Yeah, can't be getting canceled now, man. We've come too far. That video was fucking insane, and maybe I could send you a private link if you really need that in your daily routine. But I forgot. I don't remember singing Rick McCrank at Elijah's live show. I feel like that'd be so embarrassing, and I was really nervous. But I guess I
did you sing
did.
it in the interview?
I don't know. I don't think I would in front of a crowd. But
No, I mean like the one last week.
oh,
the new
no, I don't
interview.
think so.
You sing
I
it
think
in
he
the
said
new
many
interview?
moons ago. Maybe. I can't remember, to be honest. But damn, I wish I listened to this before. I would have thought of a song. I don't really have a song that lives rent free in my head. It's more flavor of the day. Something pops in my head. I won't be shy. I'll let you know what's in my head. Oh, something that was just in my head like the whole day we were driving to Cincinnati. I don't know if you heard me from the back, but me and Ben and Pat watched this anime show called One Punch Man, and the most epic character in the show, Moomin Rider, he's like just a regular dude, and they're all super strong, and he's just like has a big heart but no strength, but he always comes in and tries to save the day, and he has a move called Justice Crash, where he's like biking and he throws his bike at the bad guy and it does nothing, and then he gets his ass whooped. But that's the latest thing. I kind of have Tourette's a little bit, like not actually, but when something's in my head and you're hanging out with me, you're gonna know it. And the latest is definitely Justice Crash or Machine Gun Blow.
Man, I think the song I've heard you sing most is Rodrigo TX in the Firm. Over the years, that one's comes in and out of your head the most.
Yeah. But that one's already out there for the people. I don't feel like singing on this fine morning. Actually, it's just afternoon.
What were his other questions? Fuck, where is
Yeah, what was the
beers.
final one?
Any other type of
beers.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get my ass over to Berlin in like a couple weeks, and over there, I'm sipping Hefeweizens. I love those. A little harder to find
you
in
can't drink
Toronto.
those all night, can you?
Bro, one time at the club, this guy was
pretty
drinking
thick,
until like 6 a.m. Me and Bass were dying laughing.
Holy fuck. Yeah, that's a lot, man. Yeah, I mostly stick to the light beers, cervezas, all that easy drinking shit when you're out on the session for 10 hours a day.
Yeah, I had a Guinness somewhat recently, and it was like the first time I kind of understood. You know, when I was younger, I just didn't like them and then never gave them a chance. Had one more recently. I was like, okay, I see the appeal. What else? Occasional IPA, but the hangovers can be too real. Yeah, we're all over the map, blood. You get me?
Yeah, there's nothing consistent about our beer drinking.
But yeah, epic voice note. Thanks, Ben. All right, we got another one here from Sean Hall. Side note. Oh, it's a voice note, but he has a side note. Last season, in a voice note, I predicted that Jalen McMillan from the Bucks would have a breakout fantasy year. He was injured to start the season, so I drafted a different Tampa Bay wide receiver in a late round, and that was the certified G himself, Emeka Egbuka, who's now also injured, but was putting up solid numbers before that, so shout out to him. Okay, let's see if that has anything to do with his voice note.
What up, Buntsters? Hope you guys had fun at the Bengals game. It looked pretty sweet. I got Jamar Chase on my fantasy team, so I was for sure enjoying it. My question is, if you guys were to win the lottery or come into a large sum of money somehow, and you're going to build like a skate park or an indoor skate facility, what would your dream build be? Would you do like a barrack style, like a little bit of everything for everyone? Or would you add stuff that maybe you don't skate, so you have the option to if you want to try something new? Or like if you got some transition homies coming through, they have like a mini ramp to skate or a bowl? Or would you just do like the ultimate psychopath, militant, cold weather skater move and just pocket all the cash and put like fucking flat bar in a warehouse with a space heater? That'd be pretty hard body. Yeah, let me know. Peace.
Yeah.
What a savage.
That was a funny situation. It's like, let's just say it was $1 billion. Still, would you still just cheap out and get a flat bar and a space heater?
I mean, I wouldn't get the space heater. I'd have the place, heated, well heated and lit. But that's all I want, dude. I don't want fucking massive ramps like the barracks or nothing like that. Like, all the skate parks that withstand the test of time are the most basic ones, man. People want ledges and manual pads and flat bars, maybe a small Euro and a little mellow hip, like just something chill that I can skate for forever.
Bro, I just love that. Like, he didn't specify the amount of money, so it's like it's so hard to say. Yeah. Oh shit. Would you cheap out on the imaginary number that I didn't give you? Definitely not. Let's just say it's like
I would
10
cheap
million.
Yeah.
100 mil, you're still cheaping out. You should have specified, Sean. But no, I want, like, I hear you. I'm 1,000% on board with that. But the older we get, the more I like the warm up to happen for me. And that skate park, that indoor skate park in Buffalo, it was like kind of like a smaller version of Common Ground back in the day, where like you're just going down one big bank, you got the whole middle section, another bank. Your legs just warm up within like 10 minutes of just, you don't even have to do tricks, you just ride around. So I would want something substantial, and then I would have my ledge and Manny and flat bar zone, perfect flat ground, but I also want a little tabletop and some banks, bump to rail, shit like that. Like I need the legs to get going for me at this stage. So I would have a bigger barrack style, flying all over the place type of thing. And shout out Ibuka, I have him too. He came back yesterday, wasn't great. I think he had like 14 targets and 5 catches or something, or 12 and 5. But big things ahead. Baker, come on, dog. We needed more from you last night. Those games were horrible.
Dude,
we had the
nothing
Jays.
Nothing like a trip to Detroit to derail your MVP hopes real quick, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Poor bastard. All right, last email of the week coming in from Andrew Cunningham. Hey guys, this is your boy Andrew over in Portland. I created the Bunt is Back thread on Slap December 25th, 2019. I posted it to get people hyped on the new season. Now we are up to 156 pages and 542,000 views. Now it's a place that people post all the new shows, etc. I've been supporting since day one. Cool to see how far it's come. If you guys do a Pacific Northwest area event, I am down to help and put in some work. My question is, who are your top 3 Oregon skaters, and who out of your crew is skating Burnside? Have a good one, Andrew.
Damn, legend.
Jesus Christ with these fucking questions, man. Top 3 Oregon skaters. I feel like we've been asked this before.
Like multiple times too. But
Yeah.
this is
Right now, we got
our dude.
in the top 3. It's got to be Emil. Just got to meet him in Cincinnati. We know the type of skater he is. He's up there. He's in the top 3 in no specific order.
Silas Baxter Neal.
Silas Baxter Neal. Classic.
But is he from there? I feel like one time we like said someone who wasn't actually from there, and then we got chirped and shit. But we'll just
that's all right.
I'm pretty sure he lives in Portland. Yeah.
Tyler Bledsoe.
Is he from there?
Be up there.
Yeah, he's for sure. If he's from there, then 100%. And is the OG legend Jamie Fortune from there as well? Just to throw another name out there.
I don't know about that. I can't confirm or deny. It's possible. Rattray lives out there. I can throw him in the mix, man.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
there
4.
You have
Perfect.
It.
Who out of our crew is skating Burnside? Pat O'Connor, man.
Yeah, Pat O'Connor for days. And but yo, thank you for starting. I remember I think you emailed us when you first started it. Never thought it would be one of those ones that just stands the test of time. Damn, since 2019. Christmas Day, man.
Crazy.
Posting about the Bunt. Yeah, mad respect. I'm not gonna lie, I don't go on there anymore. I check Slap, but I don't go on that thread anymore. Donald reports back to me if there's something worth hearing.
Nothing crazy going on over there, you know. Yeah. Lots of random Skater of the Week spoilers. There's one homie who types out the rapid fire every week and posts people's rapid fires. It's a great place, man. Shout out Slap for still going, man. That's crazy.
Hell yeah, love that. Shout out all the good and bad of Slap, man. It's a very fun website. Can be, toxic, but necessary evil, perhaps.
Maybe. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap up the post office for this week. Emails, voice notes, videos, pictures, you fucking name it. thebuntlive@gmail.com. This is The Rundown, the skateboard world source for sports, brought to you by NFL Canada. And that's exactly where we start, man. Our survivor pool is heating up. Mono a mono, 1v1, me versus the Ghost. We both picked correctly this week. I nailed it with the Patriots. The Ghost got lucky in a nail biter. Kansas City versus the Raiders. For some reason, I wrote down the Raiders. Heading into week 8, some of the big names are off the board for both of us. Who you got?
Well, the team that you were quicker to accept as legit, and I was still a little skeptical, now has the best record in the NFL. I'm taking the Colts against the trash-ass Titans. Lock it in, baby.
That one is, that's light work, man. Those poor Titans, dude. Started off, I think they went up 10-0 this week, and then shit all came crumbling down. That's the one you told me it was a risky pick with the Patriots because, they get the new coach. They want to win it for the new coach. And
that's that 10-0. Yeah. That was a spark for them, though.
That was a spark. All right. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals, man. A team on the rise. City's behind them like I've never seen before. Big win, which we'll get to on our next topic. But they're going up against the New York Jets, who are quite possibly the worst team in all of pro sports. You can go hockey, basketball, football, baseball, you fucking name it. It is about as dreadful as it gets. One of the worst, I just feel terrible for that fan base. They can't do anything right, man. Had a glimmer of hope with Justin Fields, but they're as good as done. That poor coach, man, they might not win a game, man. Do you want to go through their schedule real quick and see when it's possible they could win a game? Let me bring this up real quick.
They needed Panthers, man. They needed to beat the Panthers. With Garrett Wilson out, man, it's no shot.
It's tough sledding. All right. This week, obviously, Bengals in Cincinnati. I think with Joe Flacco and obviously Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they're going to score enough points where the Jets can't keep up. The Bengals have a bad offense or a bad defense, but they'll score too many points. And then they get the Browns, an elite defense. They're not scoring on them. So it might be a close one, but then they get the Patriots. How are they doing against the Patriots?
Getting spanked.
And then Ravens, they lose that game. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Falcons, Bijan could go out there by himself, win that game. The Dolphins.
Oh, that's a
winnable game
right there.
That's a winnable game.
Because Tua might have to wait the QB
till December 7th. Wow. Yeah. And then Jaguars. You don't know what you're getting with that team. Then the Saints. So those are the 2 winnable games. Jets and Saints.
Wow.
Because then they get the Patriots and the Bills. So
the worst thing
it could be an 0-17.
Week 1, the Jets should have won, and Justin Fields looked elite. That might have been the best game he's ever played. Like, throwing the ball, he was accurate. Like, it was a trip. And then it's been all downhill since. Yeah. Fuck. Being a Jets fan
Bengals for me, Colts for the Ghost. On to Week 8 we go. Let's just give a quick, it feels like 2 weeks ago, but we were in attendance. Bengals, Steelers. You had 2 jerseys on. I only needed 1. What a great experience. Massive thank you to NFL Canada, obviously, for hooking up the on-field passes. It was crazy to see those guys. Like Sava said, sitting at home, sometimes, you see a guy like P. Ryan and you're like, somebody make that fucking tackle. And then you see him in person and you're like, it all makes sense now, man.
Yeah, that was randomly the most impressive person to see in person, even though we saw Metcalf, who's a tank. Just seeing the third down receiving back. He gets some first and second down carries here and there, but P. Ryan's just kind of like an afterthought in fantasy for the most part. And then he was one of the first guys I saw practicing, and just his biceps and shit, I was like, yo, this guy could crush us with his pinky. So that just made me appreciate the violence that goes down on every snap in that league, man. It's a crazy sport. Those dudes really put their bodies on the line. But yeah, wicked game. When we bought the tickets, it was still Joe Burrow. And I think considering how we were kind of let down, big time let down when he got injured, but like less excitement coming in than we had when we first bought them. But we got treated to one of the best games of the year so far, I'd say.
Unreal.
And for everyone who was chirping, I had my Steelers jersey on underneath, but we were told we had to wear Bengals gear to get field access. So I put the Burrow jersey on. We met some execs. I was so shook they were going to see the Watt jersey through the other one somehow, and I'd get called out. But I had it on. I was ready to rip it off. Dono, when Freiermuth had the 68-yard touchdown, they both thought I was going to do the reveal and go crazy, but I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, there's 2 minutes left. So A, I'll probably get beers thrown at me, and B, they could still lose. So I didn't do it. I was waiting. I had the Watt jersey on. I thought on that last drive he could sack fucking Flacco for a game-winning sack or something, and I would have revealed it and gone crazy. But it didn't happen. I almost pulled it up a couple times just getting excited. But Steelers all day, every day, man. And I gave that Burrow jersey to our new homie Seth down in Cincy, who's Bengals diehard. So, yeah, epic.
Massive shout out to Seth. Canada. Took care of us down in Cincinnati. Brother, what happened to the once feared Steelers defense? It looked like Jamar Chase, hot knife through butter, doing whatever he wanted. 23 targets, 16 receptions. Dude, on the last drive to go down for that winning field goal, I've never seen someone so open. It was the easiest throw and catch.
Bro, I think they thought they were going deep or something. They sent 2 with T. Higgins, and then it just he just emerged from a pile. I don't know if there was a screen or what, but that was a beautiful play call, executed to perfection. But I don't really like the fucking kickoff rule, man. When you need a field goal at the end of a game now, it seems way too easy. Teams be getting the ball at the 40 all the time, and it's okay, fucking get 30 yards and you could just win the game. I don't know. Yeah. And that's been bothering me a bit this year. I know some people love it, but in those situations where you need a field goal to tie or win, it seems a little too easy these days. So that's just my opinion on that. But amazing game. Cincinnati was awesome. Shout out everyone.
Joe Flacco still got some gas left in the tank, man. A team we don't really talk about on the pod a lot, but was brought up a lot in the van and at the house while we were on our trip. Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba absolutely running amok. Maybe the best stack possible in fantasy sports right now. Is there a better 1-2 punch in the league?
Yes. It's Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. I know he was hurt, so recency bias. JSN keeps fucking popping every week. But Nacua set the record for most catches or whatever in the first 4 or 5 games, whatever that was, like 50 receptions. And he was on pace for like 2,000 yards. But I always feel bad. Like when you hear that shit too early in the season, it's never like, okay, now you're going to be healthy all season and keep this pace up.
Yeah.
Like Tyreek a couple years ago was like, is Tyreek going for 2,000? Like it's really fucking hard. But I still think if I'm in the playoffs in fantasy football in the finals, I think I'd rather stack Nacua and Stafford over.
I don't know,
Donald
because
and JSN.
aside from this week, Stafford didn't have one of those blow-up games, and Darnold has been having better stats
right now
than Stafford.
Let's look right now, because I'm pretty sure Stafford's had 3 big games now. Have either of them had a bye yet? What am I looking for?
Oh, I guess, yeah, Stafford's third in passing yards. He has the most touchdowns. Yeah, I guess
168
not even
points.
that close.
Yeah, 168 points. And he's on his bye now, so that's fair. And Darnold, 134 points, man.
Well,
they both
Darnold's
have a bye this
100
week.
passing yards behind. And Jigba leads the league. Nakua's missed 2 games now. He's 200 yards behind. Touchdowns. Yeah, Stafford has 5 more touchdowns. So I guess you're right. Oh, man. But not far behind. Dak Prescott, George Pickens.
Yo,
if it was only
unexpected stack.
If CD was healthy, it could have been Dak and CD. They could go toe to toe.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys defense gets scored on at will, so it could be Dak and both his boys, to be honest. 3-way stack.
Wait. Did what name? Who did you just mention?
George Pickens.
Receiver? No, the other one.
Yeah, George Pickens.
Who's the other one you just
Jamar
mentioned?
Chase from Thursday?
No,
Jamar Chase?
on the Cowboys. I think I heard the name.
CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb.
Oh my gosh. So the internet's going to go crazy on you, dude. Jesus Christ.
For 74 yards to the house, baby. We're back. You get me. Let's fucking do it. Anyways, sorry.
Steelers Nation is rolling over in their grave right now.
No, this is fantasy me. Real life me. I'm in the streets in my Pittsburgh shit, man. But fantasy me, I've said
Pittsburgh sweater all the time. Yeah. You haven't taken that thing off.
It's comfy. It's comfy as fuck.
All right, next up, Justin Fields. Where do we go next for the New York Jets, man?
I think he turns into career backup after this season. Like, he's been given enough chances. I've always been one to be like, give him another chance. He's been in horrible situations. But after that London game, dude, he took 9 sacks. I watched that game. It's on my fantasy team. And I was in disbelief, man. Like, it was like his brain wasn't working. He just stand there and get sacked. Like, throw the ball away one time or something, like
use your feet.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have elite rushing skills.
Yeah.
So they're done. Do you go to Tyrod rest of the season just to give them some hope? Try to sell some tickets. Like, we're 7 games into the season and they're done.
Yeah, that's a tough one because usually I'm like, yo, just play your younger guy and see if you can work it out and figure it out one way or another. I'm not like big on like when they benched Bryce Young for Andy Dalton, I was like, yo, this guy's in his fucking second year. Like, let the young guy play through his mistakes.
Bryce a breather.
But yeah, Fields, it's been too long, man. I think if they go Tyrod, I won't be opposed. Let's just say that. Backup thing for him from now on.
Quick question, not a topic. Do we see Shedeur Sanders at some point this year, or are they sticking with Dylan Gabriel the rest of the way?
No, we have to. They're going nowhere fast as well, so they're just in evaluation mode.
Massive
like,
win.
I know
last
they got
week,
the nice win. Yeah. Like the
that's
Dolphins, though, the Dolphins don't fucking count as like, you can't like judge anything off that. Dylan Gabriel didn't even have to do much. Judkins just fucking 3 touchdowns.
Ran him
they
up.
had some turnovers, in the red zone. So like all of a sudden it's just like direct snap to Judkins. I would love to see Shedeur just for the media frenzy and the entertainment aspect. And clearly the week before, Dylan Gabriel was god awful. Yeah. Let's see Shedeur. Why not?
Once the NFL's darling duo, Scatabo, Jackson Dart, started Sunday just absolutely running amok over the once thought to be contender Denver Broncos. We know how this ended. I think Denver scored 30-plus points in the fourth quarter to come from behind and seal the deal. It was a matter of kicking the extra point, which ended up losing the New York Giants the game. The kicker missed 2 extra points. Absolutely awful. But in true first take fashion, did the Denver Broncos win this game, or did the New York Giants lose it?
I gotta go with the New York. I remember when I always find that question hilarious. What Westbrook, when he answers it that one time, and he's like, "What?" The Giants lost it, man. That was fucking embarrassing. Going way too conservative in the fourth, just trying to run clock and missing the extra points. That was fucked. Of course, a huge credit to the Broncos. Like 33 points in one quarter is fucking insane. That's got to be like somewhere in the record books. But yeah, the Giants should be ashamed of themselves, man. That was fucked.
Yeah. Poor special teams play, but Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton did their thing when they had to. Anybody who thought they were getting a light game out of Bo Nix in fantasy had to wait to the very last couple minutes to realize that he was going to shit on your head. Happened to me in 2 different leagues. Absolutely awful turn of events. I'm having one of the most awful fantasy years of my career. But
wait, who else had him? Oh, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up winning that one by like 2 points, but the other league, I went up against Bijan, Taylor, Dak, and Bo Nix, and got absolutely slaughtered. But I got to enjoy Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday, enjoying my Jamar Chase game like I had won. I had like a feeling like I won, but then Sunday was a rude awakening.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you my power rankings, and you can attempt to pick them apart, see what you would change right now. It hurts, but I had to leave my Buffalo Bills off the list for this week. The last 2 weeks have not been good. It pains me to do so, but it seems right now at this point in the season they're trending in the wrong direction. They don't have a game breaker wide receiver. Josh Allen's getting back to his old ways and making mistakes. Sean McDermott getting out coached a little bit in the offensive zone. So at 5, I have a tie, Patriots and Rams. 4, my Colts. I'm hopping on that bandwagon. 3, Philly. 2, Detroit. And then 1, I got to give it back to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Mahomes is back in his bag.
Fucking do it.
Andy Reid doing his thing. They deep on offense. I still worry about the running back situation, but they always seem to get it done. The That's the top 5 right there.
So you're telling me that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Bills got removed in one fell swoop? That's crazy.
They got removed. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers went in and faced some top-tier competition, and honestly, it wasn't really close. And now they lost Mike Evans for the year. Chris Godwin's back out. Bucky Irving's on the bench still. I don't know what to make of Baker when he goes up against this elite-level competition, man. And I love Detroit.
It's crazy looking at the overall standings right now. The Chiefs are in 16th. The Bills are in 12th. The Rams are in 10th. All these teams in your top 5, but I get it. Colts first. Patriots third. Wow. Green Bay second, but they're kind of a little fraudulent. They've been struggling against shit teams. I like it. I like the top 5. I think the only thing I would change is I would nudge. Well, you picked 6, man. That's such a cop-out. I would bump Philly down because, bro, Carson Wentz is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league by far. Like, he's horrible. I can't. Philly, it wasn't even like a dominant win. They gave.
It's a Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah. So, but I'm going KC 1, Detroit 2, Indy 3. And then,
hold the phone.
What? Yeah, Indy 3, man. They're 6-1, and they're shitting on everyone.
You're into Philly now. You're finally believing.
Indy. Yeah. No, that JT, bro. They. I don't know what the fuck got into Daniel Jones, but he looks like a new man for real. And then
when he doesn't have to move mountains, and he can just find Pittman in the end zone, it's a different game when you have, I mean, it's fucked because he had Saquon all those years, but that never fucking worked out. But complete team in Indy.
Yeah, I'll give it to the Rams.
They will not win the Super Bowl, though.
Indy, no.
There's no chance.
I'm bumping the Patriots.
The problem is
the Patriots down, out. That's my list.
Out.
KC, Detroit, Indy. Oh wait, do Philly. I need to bump them out? Yeah, Philly. No, fuck Philly. Rams. I'm going KC, Detroit, Indy, Rams, Patriots.
Wow. The problem is, I think if any of these teams have to play Mahomes and Andy Reid in the playoffs, they won't beat them.
Yeah, but we're just doing 7 weeks.
That's what it comes down
rankings. To. Stephen A. It's fluid.
I know.
It's fluid.
All right. Any more football talk before we get into the goods, man?
No. All good, man. Go Steelers next week. Fuck Steelers.
We gotta keep this. This guy said go Steelers in his Cowboys jersey. This is a fucked up world we're living in. But we got to keep this short and sweet. We're running out of time. But your and our Toronto Blue Jays have made it back to the World Series. We got to watch a bunch of games together in Cincinnati. Won one, lost one. A world of emotions. And then made it home last night to see quite possibly the second biggest home run in Blue Jays history. George Springer, 7th inning, 2 men on, down 2. Hits a massive one to left field. The Blue Jays go up 4-3. The rest is history. And now, one of the greatest rivalries in group chat history. The Dodgers versus the Blue Jays will pit us against all of our Los Angeles friends. And I hope we can keep these relationships at least good enough to remain friends after the World Series, man. After we beat LA.
Yeah, you like that text where my mind went straight to boxes. I was like, I gotta order this Stussy box off Jesse before the series starts, because no, that was epic.
I don't think we have a problem with Jesse. He might be okay.
Mason and the fucking. It's
more the Jakes and Masons of the world.
Jake, yeah.
Exactly.
No, for real. I can't wait. Fireworks. Fucking. I think you said it was like probably like the 10th baseball game I've watched. This is what a time to jump on a bandwagon and actually start watching a little baseball. You know me though, I'm still new, so I had the baseball game streaming on my laptop and that shitty Monday Night Football game on the big screen. And then I was watching baseball, and then all of a sudden he hits the home run. It's on mute. I'm like, oh shit, it's time to switch up, get the volume on. Let's get this full respect and stress till the end. Phil FaceTimed me for the end, but he was 2 seconds ahead of me on the stream, and I was so pissed because he kept ruining the outs. Then I had told him to mute himself, and then I had to change channels but the stream was more behind. So then he came back to volume and started celebrating before I'd seen it. So that huge adrenaline rush, I didn't even get it. Shit. Fucking ruined it. But yeah, that was really fun. I can't wait for Friday. We might have to do a crew watch at least one of these games with the Cincy crew, because that was fun to watch games with like all 12 of us or whatever that was.
Absolutely. We'll be linking up. The Blue Jays are in the World Series. I saw one meme that said, winning with Kawhi was nice, but it's different when the talent's homegrown. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting to the World Series, seeing the tears in his eyes, winning the ALCS MVP. This is sweet, man. I can't wait to watch more baseball.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves talking about winning anything just yet. And let's not also forget Siakam, Van Vliet, Norm, OG, he was injured. But our whole little young squad was huge in that run as well.
It was there.
Yeah. Anyways,
but we're
big
talking
things.
We're talking Blue Jays right now. Toronto's in the World Series. Let's fucking do this. Woo. And the Dodgers got to come to T-Dot first. How about that? Pack your fucking bags, LA. The beer's warm up here and the weather's cold, so you ain't gonna like it. All right, we'll see y'all next week, hopefully with good news.